Welcome! We are here for the month of midnight. In other words, my month! The podcast is mine! The world is mine! Aoishi will never, ever, ever get it all back!
Excuse the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
I'm muted. She can't hear me right now.
I had this whole boastful thing, and, I just,
I forgot to unmute myself in the call.
Yeah, okay, well, there you go. See? That's what you get. Now the podcast really is mine.
Yep, pretty much. No, I unmuted my mic, and I was like, excuse you? And then I was like, are they just ignoring me? And it's like, oh no, I forgot to mute myself in the call. Or I forgot to unmute myself in the call.
Good job.
I'm amazing. How dare you?
Sorry. Anyway, yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. How are our volumes? Does everything sound good? Do we sound a-okay?
Yeah,
want to make sure that mid can be heard properly. Austin, hello. How are you? I hope you're doing very well today. I hope everyone is doing well. I know, it's been a while. I missed you guys. I missed you all so much.
It's my fault. I made them watch something that was 24 episodes long. I knew it was too much.
Yes. Oh god. A 24 episode anime. I am deceased.
Yeah. I mean, come on. I could have made you watch something really crazy. Like One Piece.
Fucking A. I did enjoy my coffee. It was wonderful. Thank you, Nick. Thank you so much. It was fantastic. I'm gonna skirt myself real quick because I got the chat on my face. So I'm gonna skirt myself. Skirt. Skeet. Ashley, hello.
Like that.
Ashley, please don't stay on too long. I don't want your phone to die or anything like that. I know you've been having super bad luck with that. My poor friend just moved into a new house, is like super pregnant, like about to pop, and this new house that they moved into has lost power like 4 times.
Oh, that's awful. I'm so sorry.
It's so terrible and I feel so bad. But hopefully everything is doing better. Loves, kisses, mwah, mwah, mwah. But Full Metal Alchemist is 52 episodes long.
Yeah, I was going to say, the original is 52. Well, what was Brotherhood? That was still pretty.
Yeah, Brotherhood was like 60-something. Yeah, Nadesico.
Yeah.
Nadesico.
I have watched it. It is actually in my top 10 favorites, and I have now made Aoishi watch it. Whether that was a good thing or a bad thing is, something we're going to discuss, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, I guess first things first. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. Just kind of,
Just kind of vibing?
Just vibing.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Feel that. No, yeah, I mean, it's been a while since we've even, like, really just chatted and hung out. This is the thing that sucks. The thing that I love about us doing the podcast together is that we actually get to, like, sit down and chat for a week, because we used to spend time together constantly, but now you work, I work. It's, like, borderline impossible for us to hang out with each other.
Right.
And I hate it.
Yeah, if we have some, I'll get out of work at about 11:30, and you're not working tomorrow, and I haven't seen By the Shore yet, so
yes. It's only an hour, and it's so good. Oh my god.
Good, because actually I was kind of hoping to watch it with you. That's why I haven't watched it yet. So.
Oh, sure. No, that's totally fine. We can absolutely do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. Well, I watched it because I was just having like a bout of insomnia, and I'm like, I want to watch something, and so I watched that, and it was really wholesome and really sweet, and I was really happy with it. So, gay PSA, go watch Stranger by the Shore. It's really fucking good. But yeah, other than that, I've just been working. Lot of working.
Yeah, I know. You've been very busy.
I've been ungodly busy. I'm working at several other stores. Before we get too much further, guys, how's Mid's volume? Do they sound okay? Everything sound all good?
I know. Please tell me if I'm too quiet.
I know I'm disgustingly loud, but there's nothing I can do about that. I'm just a bitch. I actually got coffee again today, too, so... Ooh, thank you for that. Ooh, Twitch payout. Thanks, Twitch. Appreciate you. Volumes are all perfect. Awesome. Thank you. Right. I love that. I love that things
I've been really into the Dunkin's Thin Mint coffee lately. I need to go.
Oh my god, I got a Thin Mint Blizzard yesterday. Ooh, perfection. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh. Well,
right.
I was out shopping with my friend yesterday for bathing suits because I'm going on vacation in a couple of weeks. And I was like, okay, cool, pop off. And I felt really crummy because I don't like trying on clothes. I just always feel like nothing looks good on me, and then I cry about it. And so we finished trying on clothes. We finished trying on bathing suits, and then my friend's like, do you want to go get some ice cream? And I was like, yeah, sure. Which just perpetuates the self-loathing cycle, but it is what it is. I lost my train of thought for a second, but we get there, and I'm looking, and I'm like, wait, they have Thin Mint Blizzards? What? And I got heckin' excited, and it was delicious, and I was very, very happy with it.
Huh. Well, that sounds amazing.
It was fantastic.
But they're not here to listen to us talk about how much we love Thin Mints.
Are you sure?
They might be. I mean, I could go on and on about how much I love Thin Mints. But this is an anime podcast, not a Girl Scout cookie podcast.
I mean, it should be.
It definitely should be.
I'm trying to double check something because I'm genuinely curious about this. Yeah, no, I mean, if you literally did nothing but watched the original Full Metal Alchemist in one day, you can finish it in 19 hours. So, in theory, sure, if you really, 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 really wanted to. But I mean,
it'd be like that one time Funimation had one of their interns sit there and watch nothing but One Piece for like a couple days.
That's literally impossible, dude. There's 52 episodes. It's literally impossible to watch it in a couple of hours.
Yep.
Oh, I've binged Haruhi countless times. I am an advocate defender of the Endless Eight.
Endless Eight is better now that it's not airing.
Yeah, no, I will admit I did not go through the struggle of watching it air like you and Hubs did and stuff like that. So, yeah, no, completely understand.
Yeah, no, that was a struggle, but looking back, it's not that bad.
Yeah, there are substantial...
If you could just binge the whole thing, it's fine, but waiting week by week for that was...
I feel that. But we are here today. As it is the month of Midnight, why don't you introduce what we are here to talk about today?
All right. So we have today a classic from the year of 1996. I just died a little on the inside by calling that a classic. I'm so old. Anyway, we have a classic from the year of 1996, a little show called Martian Successor Nadesico.
Hold on, I have a thing for it. Da-da! Oh no, it's on your face now.
Oh no, that's okay. I don't mind. It can be on my face.
No! We're not covering your beautiful face. There, I did it. But yes, Martian Successor Nadesico.
Yee.
Why don't you explain it? What the fuck is Martian Successor Nadesico?
So, Martian Successor Nadesico is what happens.
Oh my god, we're getting rated.
Oh my gosh.
Mio, thank you so much. Oh my god. Look at you coming in with these amazing raids. Thank you. For those of you who don't know,
yes.
Hello, I am. And thank you so much, Mio, for the 3-month resub. Oh my god, you are a darling. I love you so much.
Hi guys. Yes, we love you.
Yes, for those of you who don't know, hello, I am Aoishi. I am the future leader of the entire world. Welcome to my garrison, and I am here with my beautiful co-host for our Codename Anime podcast.
Yep, I'm Midnight, and I don't have aspirations of world domination, but I will back up Aoishi in everything she does. So,
and it is July, and July being Midnight's birthday, it is the month of Midnight. So Midnight will be picking the shows that we watch this month, and we're starting with Martian Successor Nadesico.
Yep.
So anyway, please go on with what the plot of Martian Successor Nadesico is.
Okay, so basically we have colonized space, and there are giant mechs, and we are being attacked by robots from Jupiter.
Lizards.
And Akito Tenkawa, the guy at the front, is a pilot / fry cook who gets caught up on a basically a warship because he was like, hey, the captain of that ship might know how my parents died. I'd be really interested in knowing about that. And so then they put him to work as a mech pilot / fry cook, and everything goes to hell. And there's harems.
I was just about to say, while watching the show, I got like massive Tenchi Muyo vibes, and I was literally thinking to myself, my god, this show is exactly Tenchi Muyo. if that is any indication to how old we are.
Yeah.
I guarantee that a lot of people in the chat haven't even heard of Tenchi Muyo. I remember watching it on Toonami, and then I remember watching uncut episodes on VHS, and it was my first time ever seeing an animated titty. Because they didn't censor it on the VHSs. Yeah. It was 4 episodes, and one of the very first 4 episodes, they go to a hot spring, and Ryoko's just got her titties out. Now, they weren't, like, anatomically correct. They were just, like, you know, Barbie titties, but, you know, titties. But, yeah, no.
My first and earliest memory of Tenchi Muyo was just, like, flipping through the channels, coming upon it on Toonami, and being like, why is this lady hanging out of a mirror? Because Ryoko had just, like, popped out of a mirror.
Oh, yeah. No, I do remember Tenchi Muyo being, like, one of my first introduction to anime that wasn't, like, just Digimon.
Right.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Other kind of offbeat ones.
Extremely offbeat. I'm surprised that it was ever on Toonami, I'll be honest. I would have thought something like Martian Successor Nadesico would have made more sense to be on Toonami, because at least it's got action and robots and no titty. I really have to emphasize there was so much titty in Tenchi Muyo.
It's true, there was a lot of titty in Tenchi Muyo. And there wasn't a lot of titty in Nadesico.
I don't remember any titty in Nadesico, if I'm honest. They say, like, what the hell and damn every now and then, but I mean, like, you can censor that. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, no, it's pretty easy. And they have, like you said, mechs and hot-blooded anime. Because there's anime in this anime.
God. Yes, there is an anime within the anime, and the anime that parodies the anime that is in the anime.
It's a little meta.
Nadesico, especially at the end, it gets so fucking meta. Oh my god. I guess I should probably give my impression, because you still don't know what I think of the show.
No, I do not know what you think of the show.
Okay.
But if we're going to talk about the second half of the series and the ending, should we throw up Mikuru?
I wasn't going to talk about the ending yet. I was just going to talk about my overall thoughts on the show, and then we can start getting into the specifics.
Yeah, all right, that sounds fair.
So, here's the thing. I'm the kind of person that I have a certain aesthetic of anime that I cannot stand. And it's basically anything before 2005. I am really, really bad with old anime because I always think it looks incomplete, or I think it looks like early like line art. And I'm like, this is not finished. This is not a completed product. And the other thing is that it's a show from 1996 with a dub from 2000. So it's not great, but it's certainly not the worst anime I've ever seen in my life. That's probably going to be pre-tier, I'll be honest. No, and I mean, like, this is one of those shows that, like, if it had been on Toonami, it would have been one of those that you watch because DBZ's coming on next, and you don't want to accidentally miss DBZ. But once it got to, like, I want to say, like, about episode 11 or 12-ish, I started getting a little more into it when it started having, like, an overarching plot and not just, like, okay, this week we're doing this. Yeah. I will admit, though, my favorite episode, my absolute favorite episode, is the one where they go to the beach and Akito gets, like, taken in by this girl, and her dream, because she's been spoiled her entire life and has never been anything but happy, is to die a horrible, tragic heroine death with the love of her life, which just happens to be Akito, who she just met 5 minutes ago. And
that's a good episode.
She, like, rigs this thing to blow up so it can take both of them with it. And I'm just like, this fucking mad woman, this shit's hilarious. Like, I was like,
right?
That's genuinely funny. That's, like, a really fantastic premise. And I think why it worked is because she didn't stay. She didn't remain part of the crew. Like, if they had brought her on as part of the crew, I would have been like, oh my fucking god. And I will say, I do also appreciate that not every woman on this thing, not every woman is in the harem. I would say there's maybe 3 women in the whole show that are in the harem. And I'm like,
yeah, that sounds about right.
Aoishi, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. I appreciate it. And one of them doesn't even really ever pursue anything. She's just a soon, but she's a soon to the max, in the point of she never confesses her feelings whatsoever.
Right.
But this is very much one of those shows where you know the person that he's going to end up with, so it really doesn't matter. So,
alright, if we want to talk, my favorite episode.
Sure.
Honestly, and this is going to be a controversial take no matter how you look at it, my favorite episode's the flashback episode. I just love the idea of the anime in the anime commenting on the anime.
I actually skipped that episode, if I'll be honest.
Oh no, you have to watch that one. It's so funny.
Okay. I will watch it.
Yeah, no, like, I can understand you were like, oh, it's a flashback, like, kind of like a clip.
Well, and I was also trying to finish the show, because
I know you were.
This was when I was trying to finish it on Sunday. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to skip it. And then I was like,
understandable.
Okay, I'm not even going to finish it.
Super Hot-Blooded Anime, though, is probably, like I said, one of my favorite episodes just for the Geki Gengar characters.
Like, watching the show and being like, are you fucking kidding me with this?
Yeah, basically.
We should explain Geki Gengar real quick. Geki Gengar is like the Gundam-esque show that Akito and an early character, Guy Daigoji, watch together. And then they're like, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be, Guy is especially like that. And Akito starts getting more into it because of Guy. So they're both massive mecha otaku, and they're like super, super into it. To the point where they like know the words of the songs. They name their attacks, Geki Gengar Punch, or what the fuck.
Punch.
Gekigan. There you go. There you go. Yeah. So they're, and that's basically what a lot of the show does, is it does a lot of meta commentary, be it on harem tropes, be it on overall anime tropes, or be it fucking mech fans. Tropes. Oh my god, the commentary that they have for mech fans is Jesus Christ.
Right? See, I mean, like you said, you have an aesthetic that you're not really fond of. So I understand why this might not have stood out as one of your, top favorites. But the reason it does come out for me is because I love stupid meta shit like that.
Yeah, no, and I like a lot of the meta stuff, but it certainly does get, and especially it being a dub from the 2000s, and this is at no fault. This is at no fault to like the translators at the time, because it is what it is. But it's just the fact of God, I completely like lost my train of thought for a second. Yeah, no, it's gone. Anyway, 2000s dub. It's just the way that it was. And so they don't always find a way to make it localized. They just find a way to go, this is the words that were said, and this is what we are going to translate. Like, I'm thinking specifically of, like, the flashback of Rui when she's sitting in her room and, like, learning language and stuff like that. And they just go, baka. And they don't translate it to idiot. They just go, yes, this is the Japanese word for idiot, as opposed to nowadays they would localize it and say this word means idiot. Because then it becomes like her through line throughout the whole show, is that it's one of her earliest memories is learning the word idiot. And now it's just like her through line that she just associates everyone as idiots. But they're her idiots, and it's adorable. And I love Ruri. I love her. I think she's
my favorite character.
She's so cute. Oh my god, so I love her
so much.
She's the best part of the whole fucking thing. I've also learned. I don't know if we're gonna be friends after this. I don't know if there's gonna be a podcast after this.
Alright.
I only like Spike Spencer when he's in dramatic roles. I do not like his comedic voice because I don't... His voice is very suited for very dramatic young characters, and I liked the quieter moments that he was Akito. I hate the sound of his voice in comedy because it's just so screechy.
That's fair. I mean, I
understand the joke. I understand the joke that they were going for because, as you explained, it's the notion of, oh my gosh, we're making fun of mech pilots, and this one who has a fear of the battlefield because he let down this girl and she died and blah blah, and it was very reminiscent of
the I don't want to be a mech pilot, I don't want to make a... Yeah, I was going to say, it's very reminiscent of
Shinji, and Spike Spencer was the English dub voice of Shinji. So the joke to that is casting him as Akito, which, I mean, Japan does it all the fucking time, so why can't we?
Right? This is one of the instances they didn't do it, and I thought that was actually a really missed opportunity.
But they could have done it with literally any... They could have done it with literally any Gundam character, any mech character, any... It didn't even have to be Shinji. Because there's so many, like, Hiro from Gundam Wing. He is that kind of, like, sulky, reluctant hero that's like... I just want to fulfill my means. I don't care this or that or blah blah. So it could have been literally any, but yeah, no, the fact that they didn't do that in the Japanese sub is a very missed opportunity.
Yeah. I would have enjoyed hearing Megumi pull off Aikido. It would have been kind of fun.
Oh, that'd have been amazing. Speaking of Megumi, I know that you were talking about Megumi Ogata, but
Yeah.
I need to talk about Megumi in the show for a second.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god. Midnight. And I am straining so hard not to call you by your real name. Because you know when I call you by your real name, like, shit's going down. Right. So I'm just gonna say Midnight. Full name. Midnight.
Okay.
Why is this love triangle the most inconsequential fucking thing to have ever existed in the history of anime?
You know, that's a good question.
I fucking can't with the love triangle in this show. It literally should have just been Yurina and her one friend who wants her pussy, but she completely ignores him. And him just being a background joke character, love that. I was into it. But her just constantly thirsting.
June. I love him.
I do love June. He's fantastic. And then her constantly thirsting after Aikido. Megumi didn't need to be there. She was literally just a hit it and quit it for Aikido. That was it. Like, that was it. And
yeah, honestly, I was never that much into that plot thread.
The moment she became, like, Yurina's rival, I was like, ugh, okay, I hate everything now. Fuck this show. Yeah.
Like,
and that was when
you don't stand a chance.
That was when it was the uphill battle for me to watch, because I was into like the first couple of episodes, especially. Is it a spoiler if it happens in the first 3 episodes?
You know what? I don't think it's a spoiler if it happens in the first 3 episodes.
Especially when, like, Guy dies. I was like, wait, I thought he was, like, the whole fucking point of the show. Why is he dead?
Right? That's such a shock. Like,
right.
Get to the end of episode 2 and this character that was so pivotal for these 2 episodes just died.
And now he's fucking dead. And it's like, oh, cool.
And it's not neat. Like even a dramatic death. It's just kind of an afterthought.
It's like, oh, he's just fucking dead, I guess. Like, it was literally the last 30 seconds of the episode. He just gets shot. And he's dead. I will say, it was kind of funny listening to, like, the old school stock sound effects from, like, really old anime, like the gunshots and the laser guns and shit like that. It was really nostalgic. I was like, that takes me back to Gundam Wing and shit. I love it. There are some things that I get, like, nostalgic for, but I just, like, the aesthetic of a show, it's so difficult to watch, and they do so many of, like, someone does something, and then they completely subvert the expectations, and then everyone falls over because it's so funny. God, I hate that. I hate that so much. Old anime is tough. But again, and this is so crazy because we're so close in age that we have such radically different tastes in, like, aesthetic and stuff like that. Because I can't take that kind of aesthetic. I really can't.
And I love that kind of aesthetic. Like, I've always loved kind of like the older anime aesthetic. You mentioned it during your watch through that I need to watch Captain Taylor because this reminded you a lot.
This literally looks exactly like Captain Taylor, and I love Captain Taylor because it does a lot of the same things, but let me see. I feel bad because I feel like all I'm doing is shitting on Nadesico. It's not a bad show. It's really not bad. It's really not a bad show. It's just not my thing, is all that it is.
Yeah, no, that's understandable.
And that's why
everyone has their preference.
And that's why I was so shocked by Captain Tyler, because that's not my thing too. But one, Crispin Freeman plays Captain Tyler, who is just, okay, imagine if the entirety of Nadesico was about Yurina, but everyone else around her was
Eureka. I think you mean Eureka.
Yeah, I do mean Eureka. Sorry. But imagine if the whole show was about her, but everyone else around her was, like, extremely competent. That is irresponsible Captain Tyler. And then somehow she still, like, imagine if she had no competence whatsoever, because let's be fair, she's actually very competent. She is actually very smart when she wants to be. She just chooses not to be most of the time. So just imagine if she had none of her competence, everyone else around her was competent, and somehow she still came out in the upper hand of, like, every situation possible.
That sounds pretty great.
It's so fantastic. I absolutely love it. And I do think that there's a lot about Nadesico that is good. I do think that it does some things well. Like, oh god, what's his name? The male pilot that they pick up from the, oh fuck, what's the name of the ship? He comes in, I think it's before they pick up the 3 girls. Oh shit, what's his... He has, like, silver hair. There's a thing about him I can't say because we're not talking about spoilers yet.
Oh.
I think it starts with an A?
Oh, for some reason I'm completely spacing.
Hold on, I'm gonna text it to you.
I'm gonna say, you're not talking about, Crispin's character, are you?
No. I'm talking in, Nadesico. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, he's also in there.
He's in Nadesico?
Yeah, he's, oh, what's his name? The one that works with the secretary. Pretty sure that's Crispin.
I'm sending you the thing.
Yeah,
that's Crispin?
Yeah, I'm fairly sure. Let me double check.
Oh my god. What? No, it's not. It can't be.
Let's see, Nagaria Akatsuki. Okay, no, that's Jay Hickman. Okay. I swear Crispin's in here somewhere.
But yeah, no, what did you say? Akatsuki? Is that what his name is?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, I really like Akatsuki. I really liked him. I was like, he's just enough of a bastard that you're also kind of like, I really like him. I like the cut of his jib.
Right, yeah.
The female pilots were completely inconsequential to everything. I do like the one's dad jokes. That was pretty great.
Oh, yeah. God, what's her name?
I don't remember any of their names, I'll be honest.
I know Ryoko, and that's about it.
Yeah, everyone remembers Ryoko because she's the only one that ever fucking does anything. Right. And then there is there's the mech engineer, which the only thing I remember about him is that he's voiced by John Swayze. And I'm like,
Arubatake? I love Arubatake.
And I'm like, of course he's voiced by John Swayze. He's a pervy old man.
I love him so much.
He's pretty fantastic. The only thing that's really shitty about him is the fact that he just abandoned his wife and kids to go to space. I'm like, wow, you're an asshole.
Yeah, no, you're right. He's not a great person, but
no, but he's
still fairly
really
entertaining.
Funny. Oh my god, yeah.
He's really funny.
And that, that's the thing I will give Nadesico is that for the most part, its characters are super solid. Like, it's got a really good cast of characters. Like I said,
Izumi's the one that's always telling puns. So.
Oh, Izumi. Yeah, but that's just my dad humor, because everyone knows me. I tell really shitty jokes. It's okay. You can say I'm not funny. It's totally fine.
Hey, no, it's cool. I also think Izumi's funny on occasion.
I also really liked the woman with I liked the woman with the big titties. I feel bad that I don't remember most of their names, but there's just so many of them.
No,
She was the one that was like, that kind of had like a fling with the guy that recruited all of them.
Yeah.
I really liked
Minato.
her.
Her name's Minato.
Minato. Yeah. I liked her. I like that she was just kind of like, I'm just going to sit over here and kind of stir the pot every now and then, but You kids do whatever you want.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah, no, I did like Ruri. I do like Akito as a character. It's just, like I said, the voice I couldn't get behind 100%.
That's fair.
So, I want to make sure I'm saying it. Now I want to make sure I'm saying it right, because I thought I heard it as one way through the whole show, but now I don't know. Eureka? Is that right?
Yeah, it's Eureka.
Eureka, thank you. I don't mind Eureka. She's not the worst, but again, it's the voice acting that gets me. Because again, this is a dub from 2000, so you're either gonna like it or you're not.
That's fair.
And then
I'm fond of a lot of the old, like, over the top acting too, particularly in something like Nadesico. Like, if it was a more serious show, I probably wouldn't like it.
No, and that's the thing. Like, some of it lends it to it very well, but during the more quiet moments and during, like, the actual emotional moments, when she's, like, giving commands and stuff like that, and I'm like, yeah, okay, yep, you sure are a captain of a ship. Yep, you sure are. Because I'm like, she can do everything else, but when she needed to be commanding, Yeah. But again, that's the voice acting, I believe. Oh, right. Before we get into spoilers, can we talk about the fact that the Nadesico came equipped with a virtual reality simulator where they essentially could, like, get in there, boot up a fantasy, and then, like, jack it together? Can we talk about that for a second?
I guess they were like, oh man, we're sending people into space. They gotta have some pleasure, I guess.
I mean, to quote the one character, I don't remember her name either, but she had, like, the short black hair. She's like, does every relationship on this ship need to be sexual?
You're talking about the secretary, the one that came in with, with the one that came in.
The one that came in with the... Yep,
Irina.
Yep. Irina, yep. Yeah, no. And I was like, I'm with you on this one. Everyone on the ship needs to stop fucking. But, I mean, again, I definitely don't think Nadesico is a bad show. I just think that...
it's a product of its time.
It is very much a product of its time. The jokes are a product of its time. The jokes are both dated and timeless, I think. Because there's a lot of it...
There are certain parts that hit really well even in today, and there are certain parts that are like, I understand it was 1996.
Yeah, basically. Actually, I think Irresponsible Captain Tyler is also from 1996.
Huh,
now that I'm thinking about it. Alright, I'm gonna turn off Nadesico for a second, because we are gonna put Mikuru up, because now we are gonna get into spoiler territory!
Yeah, the thing I really want to talk about with this show, because this is where it gets good, in my opinion.
Oh my god, this show is so fucking weird. Okay, so like we talked about earlier, the show has this anime that most of the people watch, or at least they know of. It's essentially the Gundam wing of that universe. And they're fighting these things called the Jovians, and the Jovians, they keep calling them lizards. You never see the Jovians, they're just like
unpiloted machines for the
unpiloted machines, and they all look like bugs and shit. And then we get to, like, episode 14 or 15 or something like that, and they find a pilot, and I forget if they, like, found him in one of the ships, or if they, like, brought him on board and he was, like, unconscious or whatever. But essentially he's like, oh, I'm a member of the Jovian army, and they're all like,
wait, what?
Hold the fuck up, what? So then everyone on the ship, their whole world is turned upside down, because they've been told that they're fighting these things that are not, that are not human. And really what the Jovians are people that were banished to Jupiter for reasons. I don't
because
know.
corrupt government, lol.
Yeah, I was just about to say, they don't really give a reason, which, to be fair, a lot of mech anime don't, like, no one in Code Geass is like, this is how Britannia was able to conquer every other first world country, despite all of them also having access to most of, if not the same technology. But whatever, hail Britannia, I guess. But you know, they do that a lot in mech shows. They just are like, yes, this is the way that things are.
This is how the world works.
Don't question it.
Yeah, basically, we banish you because we can. You're on our moon. We want you off our moon. It's we've already free real estate.
We've already got Earth and we've already got Mars, but give us the moon. Get off our moon. Oh, yeah, you did mention earlier that Akito's parents are dead. Yeah.
Yes.
Surprise! The corporation that they work for are the ones that killed his parents. For reasons.
Because boson jumping bad? Maybe?
Boson jumping? I still don't really understand boson jumping, but I'll be honest, episode 25 and 26, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Although, I did laugh my ass off when Akito was like, I watched the last episode of Geki Gengar 3. You did? Yeah. It was the worst episode in the whole series. And I'm like, yes! That's exactly how it goes!
Right.
And I just remember thinking that was so funny. I don't have a good reason for why it was funny, but goddamn, it was so funny.
Because that's so often how it is. Like everyone knows that one series that would be perfect if its final episode didn't exist. I'm my strawberry eggs.
That's a show I need to watch sometime.
Yeah, shows that would be perfect if their final episodes didn't exist.
Panty and stocking.
Right?
Man, we should really take some allergy medicine.
We really should.
God. But that's not even the crazy thing about the Jovians. The other thing about the Jovians is the fact that not only were they humans that were banished off the moon to Jupiter, but their entire ideology, their entire way of life and existence is based off of Geki Gengar, the fucking anime that Guy and Akito watched. I almost called him Shinji, it's Akito.
Yep.
Their entire government, their ideology, the way that the men talk about, oh my fucking god, the way that the men talk about women, Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh my god.
My fucking god.
So, how much did you laugh when oh god, I'm so bad with names.
Me too, it's fine.
Shiratori was like, she's not real, she's just a cartoon!
Yes!
Like, the other guy would look so devastated.
It was like, yeah, because the one friend, what was the guy's name again? Started with an S, you just said it? Shiratori. The guy, that's the guy that was picked up by, the Nadesico. And, yes. He met, Minato, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Isn't that a character from Ava?
I think it is.
Or is it Minako?
Yes, it is. No, Minako. Oh, yeah, no. You know what? I think the character in Nadesico is Minako.
Yeah, double check that, because otherwise, haha, I found another connection. Anyway, but yeah, no.
It's Minato, huh?
He fell for Minato, and his friend back on, I don't know if they were on Jupiter or what, but his friend back on the ship was like, oh my god, I can't believe that you're letting this woman corrupt you. We're proud Jovian men and blah, 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 blah. You should be interested in a woman like...
Minako was the character in the show. Miss Minako's our ideal of beauty.
And then And then his friend was like, she's not even a real woman, she's just a cartoon, which is the ultimate, like, your waifu sucks dick.
Yeah. It's like,
Nadesico over here starting waifu wars way back in 1996. I fucking love it. I thought that was one of the funniest things ever. Like, literally these men go to war with each other. Like, he betrays his entire people, which granted, his people are really dumb and kind of fucked up, but betrays his entire people because he wants them 3D titties. Like, that's it. That's the whole reason.
Not wrong. I mean, I guess you can want peace and titties.
I mean, everybody knows that that's what the 60s were all about, peace and titties.
All right, that's it, everyone. We've figured it out. We have unlocked the 60s.
Now, can you just explain the ending to me real quick? The girl that Akito tried to save.
Yes. Miss Inez?
Yes, I was just about to say, the little girl, is that the woman who grew up to make the Nadesico?
Yeah, that's what the little girl that he tries to save in the first episode. That's Miss Fasange. That's what
I thought the show said. But I was like, I was like grinding something in Genshin, and then I like was paying attention to that for a second, and then all of a sudden I heard, wait, that's Miss Fasange, and I'm like, what? Excuse me, what? And I had to back it up, and I listened to it again, and I'm like, wait, what? What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, no, the little girl he tried to save back in episode 1, or did save technically, is Miss Inez Fasange.
Mm-hmm.
Or as me and my friends say, explain.
Yeah, literally. Beg pardon, please. What?
Explanation.
Explain. And something about the ending. I was so confused when we got to the end, because then they were talking about memories and like how like some people remember something and other people don't, and I'm just like, what the fuck is anybody talking about in this goddamn
it has
show?
a lot to do with the crystals that allowed the Jovians to jump, and also what happened with Akito when he was young, because he also bows and jumps, so had Eureka. That's also what happened to Megumi and him when they were on the ship. When you asked if, the remembering the kiss was a kind of like a flighty thing or a plot point, I was like, it was a plot point. Yeah.
But the show doesn't do a good job of, like, explaining it? Doesn't do a great job of being like, at least I don't think it does, but again, my brain was mush at that point because I'm like, what? Excuse me? Oh, and also the guy that they saved on the Nadesico, he got shot by his own people, and they went to war being like, oh man, those people on the Nadesico, what assholes, they shot him.
Yep.
And then Akatsuki's also like, I'm taking over the Nadesico, and Eureka's like, you can't do that, only the captain can, and he's like, bitch, please, I own this ship. I'm the chairman of the whole fucking company. And it's like, oh, that actually makes a lot of sense. Because I knew that he was a bad guy. I just didn't know if he was Jovian or not. I guess you could argue that he's not really a bad guy. He just has his own motives and intentions and blah. No, literally, dude, that's just how the show is. That's how I felt watching it, because it goes from, like, harem to, like, a little bit of plot to then, like, a fucking idol talent contest to see who's gonna be the captain, and then, like, a side mission for Ruri and her backstory that kind of sort of applies, but not really, but is also super interesting, and I wish we could have delved more into it, and then all of a sudden kicks you in the teeth for the last, like, 3 episodes with a lot of fucking plot. And I'm like,
yeah, the last episodes are a lot.
And that's the thing, like, you get really light, fluffy stuff through most of the show, and then you get, like, 3 really packed episodes of plot, which is when the Jovian revelation happens, and then it's back to fluff for pretty much the rest of it until you get to like the last 3 episodes, and then it's just dick slammed with plot again. And I'm like, there's this thing called pacing. Give me time to process shit.
But honestly, the thing that we're just gonna lay this out full spoilers, is the thing that I've always taken from the show, and that why I encourage people so much to watch it, is basically the last couple minutes of episode 24, when Akito's standing there looking at his Geki Gengar stuff, being like, I saw only what I wanted to see. I didn't even stop to think about how the other people could view it. And I feel like that's something we should all kind of look at with our anime, like, take the time to consider not only your viewpoint, but other people's viewpoints.
And there was something that Ruri said with it as well, where she was like, everything, like, I remember her saying that the war's probably still gonna go on and nothing is gonna change. And I remember thinking, like, that's fair, because a lot of these shows just have like these cliffhanger endings where it's just like nothing really changed in terms of like the status quo of the show. Like, things are still exactly as they were at the beginning of the show. They just have like a touch more knowledge, but they're still gonna go fight the Jovians. It's still gonna be a war. And what did that really do? Like, what did that really change? And it's kind of shitty when you think about it.
It is. When you think about it, it is really shitty.
But again, that's just how it... And something like... I'm not going to get into spoilers for this show, but something like that kind of happens with Code Geass as well, because the show ends, and you think it ends in a very good way, in a way that kind of makes everything final. But then, the end credit sequence happens, and then Akito the Exile comes out, and then the movie comes out, and then you're just like, oh my fucking god, let it die. I mean, I love Code Geass. Clearly, I love Code Geass. But please die.
Right?
I do have to say that I do also encourage people to watch Martian Successor Nadesico, especially if you like that old school stuff, if you're into the retro look, if you're into like that old school kind of anime stuff, I highly recommend it. I will actually ask me what my favorite part of the whole show was.
All right, what was your favorite part of the whole show?
The goddamn opening.
Yes.
It's
You
just
Get to Burning is such a great opening.
I was the first time I heard it, I was like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? But now I get to like the end of the series and I'm like, you get to burning. And I get so excited. I'm like, I fucking love this. This is the best.
I love that opening. Oh, it's so good.
It's so awesome. And I love the English that it has, because every now and then it's got like Diamondo and stuff like that. I'm like,
right.
Yeah, let's go! I loved it so much.
I cannot blame you. You Get to Burning is probably one of my favorite openings of all time.
It's a good one, and it's also like the music is really good, but it's also so quintessential 90s anime, because it's so like, we literally don't have a budget to do anything. So here's a couple stills from the outside of the Nadesico, a slow fade out of the crew of the ship, and then a few little like snippets from the show and stuff like that.
It is definitely.
And then we'll have one cool fight sequence 90s, at the end.
But that's kind of like what's so great about it, because it also kind of parodies like the Geki Gengar opening, where you have like the let's go Geki Gengar, Geki Gengar.
Passion.
Right?
I also really like the Geki Gengar opening. That show,
me too.
That music is fucking tight. I love it. It's so good. Oh my god. There's a lot of things to really like about Nadesico. Like, genuinely, it has some good stuff to it, but I don't think it's a show I'd go back and watch again, just because once you've seen it, once you've like processed it, you're like, okay, got it. But if you like the humor of it and stuff like that, then I can understand why you'd go back to it. It's the same reason why I go back to Irresponsible Captain Tyler every now and then. I fucking love that show. And it's just, I like that one because it's nice and mindless, and there's not really any massive plot twists. There's like one in there somewhere, but it's not so much that you have to like critically think or anything like that. It's just like, oh, well, that's kind of shitty. Oh, well. It's the kind of like, oh no.
Yeah. Then again, I like things where you have to critically think, which is why I love just ruminating on the idea that there's 2 or more ways to view something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like the whole idea that there's one true justice is like so wrong to me.
And this is and you know, the way that we're both interpreting it is a perfect example of that, because we both see the things that are good about it. We both see the things about the show that are good, and you come away with it being like, I love the subtext and the commentary, but I also love the humor and the surface level stuff. Whereas I'm over here like, I get the context of it, but I feel like the surface level stuff is too distracting from the rest of it.
Yeah, exactly. So see, that's why I love having critical discussions about anime, and that's once again why I love this show so much, because it encourages you to be critical about your media.
And this is something that you and I have done for so long. Like, no matter how heated of a discussion we get about a show, no matter how much we argue, and we're going to talk about one of the shows that we argue all the time on, no matter how much you and I argue about it, we always understand where the other person is coming from. We always can see the argument of the other person's side, and even if we vehemently disagree with the other person, we're still like, but okay, I see what you're saying, but also fuck you, bitch, you're wrong.
Yeah, no, basically.
But no, overall, it was fine. I'm glad that I watched it. And I'm happy that you shared that with me. So thank you for sharing Martian Successor Nadesico with me.
Yeah, no problem. Well, then, once again, I knew going in it wasn't really your style of anime, so I'm really glad you watched
I'm gonna make you watch. Here's the thing. I know for a fact I'm gonna make you watch at least one show that you're not gonna be into.
Yeah.
So I can guarantee that that's gonna happen. So I'm not worried about that. In terms of like, you know, you feeling like you need to feel bad because you suggested something that's outside my comfort zone. Oh no, I'm a grown-ass woman. I can watch something that's not typically my cup of tea.
That's fair. But now that we have talked about Nadesico and being critical about our anime, let's talk about my favorite anime and be critical and also praise them and maybe have you absolutely dump all over one of them. It's fine. I understand.
Oh my god. So yeah, Midnight has compiled their top 10 anime, their top 10 favorite anime of all time. I should emphasize, this is not what they believe to be the greatest anime that ever animated.
That list would look completely different if it was the number one would still be the same.
Yeah, but... no. I say the exact same thing. Well, no, that's not true. If we go by my favorite anime, number one is different from what I think number one of the best anime is. But the best anime is still top 3, so
yeah,
it's still there. But we can go ahead and start with number 10. Even though we just spent like an hour talking about it.
I mean, it's worth mentioning, even though we've mentioned it already.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Martian Successor Nadesico.
So why would you say this is in one of your top 10? I just spent the last hour talking about what I thought of it, but you didn't really get a chance to go into why this is one of your favorite anime of all time.
Right. So, why this is one of my favorite anime of all time is actually, like I said, the meta levels. I love the whole idea of an anime within an anime. I love the episode where the Geki Gengar characters comment on Nadesico. That's just hilarious to me. Watching them have their own little Geki Gengar con as an attempt to do to bring peace between the Jovians and the Nadesico was really sweet, and then like the entire end of episode 24 just blows my mind because I learned so much from that. Like I said, the idea of being critical, not just looking at the parts that you like and not blinding yourself to how other people might feel about it. Just being how do I properly put this? Not being a toxic fan, because that's kind of what the Jovians are. They're just really, really toxic Geki Gengar.
They're like
fans.
Gatekeepers.
Basically. They're like gatekeepers.
Well, because like, and we didn't touch on this, but in like Jovian society, like women can't be pilots.
Yeah.
Like they're floored in the Jovian society that the captain of the ship is a woman.
Yep.
And that is
because
something that's something that was a very big deal back in the day. I remember that being a big deal even when I was in like middle school and stuff. Like, girls were not supposed to be into anime. Girls didn't watch like DBZ and shit like that.
Right.
And it's, oh my god, I didn't even think about that. Holy shit.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of like commentary about how society was at the time, like you said, with their views on women, and particularly anime fandoms. Like you said, girls had the animes that they watched, but they weren't allowed to like DBZ, they weren't allowed to like Gundam.
That's
even though
crazy.
Women are over here being like all over Gundam because look, hot male pilots.
Watching Gundam Wing was the first time I was like, wait, are boys allowed to kiss? That was the first time where I ever thought like, but what if two boys kissed? What would that be like?
Right.
There are two kinds of people in this world. You either look at Gundam and you're like, yeah, or you look at Gundam and you go, hot boys, make out. So
and then there's the third kind of person who only knows Gundam through basic memes and is like, but is Hiroyue toast? Let's find out.
I mean, literally, I only know Gundam through osmosis. I only watched like 3 episodes when I was a kid, but I remember going to school and having like pictures. Like my friends would have pictures in their binders. Remember, you'd make a collage in Microsoft Word of like all your favorite anime characters, and then slip that into the cover of your binder. My friends would have pictures of the guys from Gundam. I would look at that and I'd be like, I want this one and this one to like kiss each other. And I forget what the other one, but it was a black-haired Asian guy, and the other one was Ketra. So
that's fair.
I just remember Ketra's name.
I've seen like half of the Gundam Wing movie, and I used to spend a lot of time on the website is Hiroyue toast.
And the other one I know is 007, but that's just because osmosis, we'll just say.
Yeah, that sounds fair. But yeah, and you know what? I think I figured it out. The real message that I've always, don't take your fandom too far. There's a line. And I think it comes up perfectly in being summed up by Shiratori just being like, but she's a cartoon!
Yeah, fuck your waifu. I'm gonna go get some titty.
Yeah, let's get some real. Go outside, touch a real woman. But with consent, please.
Ah! No! Don't you know cosplay is consent?
No, it is not.
Cosplay is not consent. Cosplay is not consent. Cosplay is not consent. Oh. I sometimes forget when we're on, and then I just say shit that I would say, and I'm like, I'm gonna get so canceled for that. Oh my god, I need to quickly backpedal because I don't actually think these things. Let's move on to number 9. Yes.
Yeah, number 9. Let's move on to that.
Number 9 is what's number 9?
Monthly Girls Nozaki-kun.
Ooh.
Now, this is, I've decided to have you watch this next week instead of How to Keep a Mummy.
Yes.
So, I can't say too much about this show.
Well, just
but I can
give
say
the
that
basic
the redheaded
overview.
character is my favorite, and he is amazing and hysterical, and I love everything about this show.
I'll probably start watching it tonight.
Yeah!
Because it's only 13
I also really like
episodes.
the actor character, the blue-haired girl. The actress.
Yeah.
So
That you're right. That is a girl because that one's played by Monica Rial. Or is it Lizzie Christian?
And she's so good.
Oh, it is Monica. No, I remember because I was at Anime Boston for that dub announcement because that was when we were. Oh God, digging up some old shit here. This is when we were doing Otaku Afterthoughts.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I went to all of the dub panels, or I went to all of the industry panels, and I was taking notes and taking pictures of everything that was getting announced. And I remember being there for this dub announcement.
I really like the dub.
Shit.
So.
Just flashback really hard on that one.
Yeah, I definitely I recommend this one. I can't say a lot right now because you're gonna watch it.
It looks cute as hell. It definitely looks cute as hell, and I definitely have been wanting to watch it. I keep thinking about picking up the manga as well and putting it in my collection.
I haven't read the manga, but I'm sure it's fantastic.
Well, I guess that's all you can say about that.
That's all I can say about that for now, because you're gonna have to watch it, and we'll discuss it on next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching this, and I'm gonna be watching my Punishment anime. Oh, fucking boy. And you know what? The thing
I could have picked a worse Punishment anime. Pre-tier is like mid-tier. I could have done something horrible.
Really? Like
making
what?
you watch Monster Musume.
I probably would have enjoyed Monster Musume, because you know what? Oh, no. I wouldn't.
Because there's a certain character that you could not handle.
Yep, I just remembered that. Thank you for being considerate.
You're welcome.
Fuck. Nick, thank you so very much. Thank you for the raid. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Woo!
Alright. Well, since we can't really talk about Nozaki, and we will be talking about it next week, along with my Punishment, let's move on to number 8. Boys, prep yourself for the manliest anime that you've ever seen and that you will ever hear about ever. What is your number 8, Midnight?
My number 8 is JoJo Princess Tutu.
You know, honestly though, I am surprised that JoJo's not in your top 10.
Yeah, I'm surprised too, but it was like, I think it would be number 11 if I had
I was just about to say, it probably switches between JoJo and Nadesico.
Yeah. It definitely depends on the season, too. Because season 5 is obviously ranked higher than something like season 1.
Oh, also... Wait, what JoJo news?
Wait, there's JoJo news today?
What's the JoJo news? Austin, you can't just come in here and say, did you hear about the JoJo news, and then not tell us.
Oh. Huh.
Well, good thing we don't read the manga.
Yeah, right?
No, but that is crazy.
That is crazy.
I wonder if how
it's gonna end.
I wonder if Araki's gonna make any more.
I'll be nosing around for spoilers.
Yeah, I've seen I've seen a few spoilers from Steel Ball Run, but not many. But no, I meant to tell you, I was in Box Lunch yesterday, and I found a Bruno and Giorno plushie. I might go back and get them. I had just spent like over $100 on clothes to go on vacation, so I didn't have the money to do
well,
it.
that's understandable.
But what was I saying? But they were also playing the second opening to Stardust Crusaders. And I walked in and I was like listening and I'm like, why do I know this? And then it started doing the Stop Platinum, and I'm like, yeah, let's fucking go. And I was actually like singing along with it. And my friend's like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, shut up, it's JoJo's. You don't understand.
Right?
Anyway,
you understand. It's an anime thing.
But anyway, please talk about your number 9.
My number 8.
Yes, you're number 8. I can't read.
It's okay. So, Princess Tutu is like what happens if you take ballet, Sailor Moon, and Madoka and shove them kind of into the same anime, because pain.
Right?
Oh my gosh. I love this show, but it is so sad.
This show is genuinely difficult to watch sometimes.
Right?
And sometimes I think about it and I just get really fucking sad. Now here's the thing, like, it's called Princess Tutu, and almost every single episode there is genuinely like a ballet sequence, but it's fucked. Like, a lot of it is really messed up. The ending also makes me sad as shit, but we won't talk about that. We're gonna try not to spoil all these shows.
So basically in the beginning of the show, we get a duck who wants to be a girl because she falls in love with a prince. So we have the evil puppet master who's like, yeah, sure, that's cool.
I can do that for you.
You now girl. You also magical girl. And by the way, your prince lost his heart because he destroyed it in an attempt to steal this evil raven. And now you're going to try to put all the pieces back together. And the first, 4 emotions she gives him are horrible.
Yeah, like pain, sadness. I think anger is one of them. And then he becomes a cocky little shit, and I fucking love it. Oh my god. Right? When Muto starts acting like, and his name is Muto, by the way. Muto, not Mewtwo. But also, that's hilarious. Anyway, when he started acting like a cocky little shit to Fakir, I was like, oh, let's go, pop off. I love it.
Right? I love everything about it.
And then we have the absolute...
I love Fakir.
I love Fakir too, but we just stand Chris Patton in this household.
It's true, we do.
And also, speaking of characters we stand, let's hear it up for the Queen Crahy. Oh my fucking god, she's amazing. All the characters in Princess Tutu are so phenomenal.
They're all great. Even Drosselmeyer, who is the worst, is still a good character.
Yes. No, Princess Tutu is such a phenomenal show, and it's so underrated. Now, it's so underrated, in my opinion, because people just hear the name and they go, oh, Princess Tutu, that's lame. And it's like, I mean, not really. But I also picked this up. You know, when they used to sell, bootleg DVDs in those, big one box sets, where it was just, one peg in the very center, and then, all the discs were stacked on top of it?
Yes.
That's how I bought it. That's how I still own it after all this time. Because I think it's behind Amazon's paywall. If I remember correctly.
I don't think so, but I'll have to look up. I'll have to look into it.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's behind Amazon's paywall. But this show when did Princess Tutu come out? I'm gonna look this up real quick. Because this is one of those examples of a show that is so fucking timeless. Yeah, it came out in 2002. Oh my god, this anime is almost 20 years old.
Oh god. You can watch it on High Dive.
Okay. I mean, pop off. High Dive is free-ish.
Free-ish. I mean, if you have Verve, so you can get Crunchyroll.
And... Oh my god. This anime is almost 20 years old.
Oh, that kills me.
That kills me too. Jesus Christ. But yeah, but I mean, like, look how good it still looks. Like, just by this picture.
It looks fantastic.
Like, most modern anime doesn't look this good. But
and the ballet scenes are just gorgeous.
Oh,
and like
and it's legitimate ballet
soundtrack
music.
Is mostly go on.
No, I was just saying it's legitimate ballet music. Like
yep,
Sleeping Beauty and Romeo and Juliet and shit like that. It's so good.
It's all pretty much legitimate. There's like a lot of the main soundtrack is like Travasky, like the Sugar Plum Fairy.
Well, because all of that is
like
free domain.
Romeo and Juliet.
It's all free domain. There's no copyright to it or anything, so... Oh, it's so good. God, I'm thinking about the ending now, and I'm so fucking sad!
Oh, no! I was trying to keep the ending out of my mind. Now I'm sad, too.
It's fine.
It's okay. Like, I will make up a happier ending in my head.
We both do, baby. We both do.
It's true.
But legitimately, if you guys like things like Madoka or Magical Stargirl Revenue or Yume Kuma or things like that, you really like Princess Tutu.
I agree with that.
God, it's so stylistic and it's so fucking pretty. It's so good. It's so good. It's so fucking good.
It is. No, I absolutely agree. I felt bad putting it as low as I did, but
honestly, I honestly think it should be above the next two, and it should be at like your number 5 spot. But that's just my opinion.
I mean, I'd be reluctant to move 6. I could maybe move number 7 down, but.
Well, and I want to hear more about your number 6 because everyone has that one Miyazaki movie that is their favorite. So I'll be interested to hear why it's this one. But we're getting a little ahead of ourselves because we're going to move on to number 7.
And this is where
we're probably going to talk for way longer than we should about this particular one. But, oh well, it's a podcast. You're here to listen to us talk. So pop off. Let's start some fights in the comments. What's your number 7?
My number 7 is Death Note.
Oh boy, Death Note.
Now, as anyone who's known me for a very long time, Aoishi, would know that this has actually dropped considerably. This would have been in my top 3 at one point.
This would have been your number 1 at one point when you were in denial. Because there was a point where you were just Death Note crazy. You went for all the Death Note media, everything. You were like, I love Death Note. It's my top tier, blah, 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 blah. And only, I would say in the past, like 3 or 4 years, have you started getting really critical about it. Not that you don't enjoy it, and that you didn't, think about it initially.
It's still within my top 3 favorite mangas of all time. I just have my issues with the anime and...
Excuse me, no praising other people in my chat. How dare you?
Exactly. We are here to praise Aoishi.
Hell yeah.
Now,
and also, excuse me, how dare you praise anyone else during the month of midnight? How dare you come into my chat and show this disrespect? Especially from you, Nick. I expected better.
Slides Nick $5 for being on the right team.
Takes Nick's $5 for being on the wrong team. Oh, we gon' fight, bitch!
Oh, yeah, specifically the manga is within my top 10. Like, probably not my number 1 favorite manga, maybe my favorite 2. My number 2.
We should talk about your favorite manga next week.
That'd be really good.
That'll give you time to think about it, because that one might be a little harder.
That one might be a little harder, but...
Oh, he will pay me the $5! My son, I'm gonna kick you out this goddamn garrison. I'm gonna kick you out too, Midnight. Anyone, I'm gonna kick anyone out that's not on the right team. I want to see all y'all that have seen Death Note. I want to hear which team you're on, and I want to know how many people I'm kicking out of my garrison. So pop off. But anyway, please tell me why you have such a hard-on for god complexes.
Look, and I said this the other week when we did the 3x3. I could have honestly placed Moriarty here. I could have honestly placed Holic or Hellgirl, because they all kind of encompass this same concept of watching shitty people get what's coming to them.
By the way, should we probably say we're going to spoil Death Note? How old is Death Note? How old is Death Note?
Once again, if you've lived in the world since 2005, you probably know how it ends anyway, but...
Let me see. ...2006! Oh my fucking god!
Yep.
Why is anime old? Ugh.
Yeah.
I
know exactly how old it was, because I remember exactly when I got into it.
I'm just gonna move Miku over here and just be like, we may spoil some of these anime, so just
15 years. Yeah, this had to be my favorite show for 11 years, so you're right. It's only been within the last 4 years.
I honestly, I'm not trying to take credit for anything here, but I feel like because when we were talking about Nadesico, you said that you enjoy critical conversation about anime, and I feel like I was one of the first people to have a critical discussion with you about this, and not just be like, L's better than Light, because he is.
Right. See, that's...
correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you are absolutely right, because
I feel like I had
a lot of what the conversation was, and I'm staunchly, like, I'm in the camp of all you L fans, if you met him in real life, you'd think he's gross.
I mean, probably.
Boy, don't shower!
Yes. But also, if you met Light in real life, you would think
I'd probably think he was a stuck-up prick.
Exactly.
At least he's hot.
Debatable!
No.
I don't think he's hot. I think he's got, like, these broad-ass shoulders. He looks like he was rejected for, like, the English football team, and then he just got mad and put on a bunch of, like, heavy muscle and did nothing with it, so now his body is just blocky for no fucking reason.
I disagree, but it might be the anime art that makes it look that way. Because I feel
the
like
anime art does make him look very. The anime art makes him look very blocky. I will say I am a little more attracted to the disheveled, looks like I haven't slept in 10 years look. So, love you, L.
Yeah. See, and like I said, I'm more on the camp of if all you all fangirls met him, you'd probably be like, "Ew, gross. This man doesn't bathe."
Yeah. But also, I think I would rather have a conversation with someone who is at least willing to hear my thoughts, as opposed to someone who is just sitting there waiting for the moment to tell me that I'm wrong. And as long as I'm like 4 feet away from him, I won't smell him, so it's fine.
I mean, honestly, fair, but at the same time, I don't think L would critically listen either. And this isn't something you really find in the main series. It's more like in the spin-offs and in like the additional info. He's kind of an asshole.
They both are, because they're both like they both have like, well, L is an actual genius. L is an actual genius.
So is Light.
Light also has a god complex, and we've discussed this. Disclaimer, these are all like our theories and our speculations. Some of it is fact, but some of the things that we say are more theory and speculatory. So yeah, Light has a god complex, possibly even narcissism, whereas L has some form of autism.
Yeah.
To some extent, we don't know if it's Asperger's.
That is really touched upon in a lot in some of like the side content, because he does seem to have a real thing about touch, and
I think what I think it is it's either some in the main series. Yeah, it's either some form of Asperger's or it's some form of like OCD. I don't know which it is, but it causes a
I specifically think about the one of the first Relight OVA. Because the scene where he shakes Light's hand, he takes a cloth and immediately wipes it off after.
It's either one leans towards hyperfixation and some form of intense focus.
Most everyone in the series had some kind of hyperfixation.
I mean, in terms of like his hyperfixation is in the sense of, I don't mean like a quirk or a tick. I mean in terms of like when he's working, he is fucking working. And don't no one interrupt him. Whereas like Light can like juggle multiple things and can be doing like, he can be thinking about, oh, I should do this, and I've got Ryuk over here, so if I need to talk to him or I need to ask him something, and then Misa's over here like, he can have multiple things going at one time. L is more hyper focused, and that's ultimately what bit him in the ass, because he isn't good at watching all the moving parts. He's good at finding the pieces like one at a time and putting the whole picture together, but because he was so hyper focused on Light and he was so hyper focused on what was going on there, he didn't even think about, like, once they had dismissed Misa, he was like, okay, well, she's not an issue anymore, kind of. We're gonna keep tabs on her, but that's about the best I can do. But ultimately, it was the fact that he couldn't really focus on more than one thing that gave Light the upper hand. And that's why I think everything with Mello was bullshit. Or not Mello, Nier, excuse me. But everything with Mello was bullshit as well.
Honestly, as a staunch fan of the second half of the series, I will completely disagree. But also, fuck the second half of the series in the anime. That's why the manga is considerably fucking better.
When I say everything with Mello is bullshit, I just mean in the sense of like, he got shafted. He got shafted so hard.
Don't even talk to me about them shafting Mello. My disdain for the second half of the anime comes from how they handled Mello's arc, and also every subsequent media that cut him out can go to hell.
Well, as we all know, the bury your gays trope is alive and well. So, are you gonna look me dead in the eye and say that Mello's not gay as fuck?
Oh no, I'm like the staunchest Matt Mello shipper that the world has ever seen.
Hell yeah! You used to cosplay Matt.
I did.
Holy shit! That was fucking ages ago.
Yeah. I think I still have my code. I've honestly considered pulling it out of retirement.
Yeah.
Like if it fits, it still fits, because I still love Matt and I still love Mello.
Yeah. If I ever come to AB again, I'll cosplay as Mello with you.
Yeah, sweet. That'd be great.
And then we'll take all of the awesome pictures and shit.
Yee.
Do like hot cosplay photo shoots.
I love it.
No, I am also a staunch, like, fuck Nier and everything that he is. He's just a shittier version of shittier version of L, and not even remotely interesting in any way, shape, or form. And the fact that Light lost to him is fucking bullshit.
Once again, I will kind of agree, but kind of disagree.
Well, what would you agree on?
I kind of agree that he is, well, how do I put this? I kind of agree to the shittier version of L part, but at the same time, I think he also had a lot of things that made him himself, and the fact that he is not L, the fact that he is not as great as L, was kind of the point, because neither Nier nor Mello on their own could have been a proper L successor. They needed to work together, and that was their biggest problem. And that's basically what led to Light's end, because they had the basis of what L already found out. Then Nier took what Mello found and applied that. if they'd actually spent time to work together, they would have probably triumphed a lot faster. It was the fact that they were basically water and fire that kept Light going as long as he did.
I would say they were almost oil and fire because they just every time they were around each other.
Well, I mean, they were like staunch opposites.
Yeah. But I mean, like, let me see if I can explain this properly. And maybe this is more of a detriment to Elle than anything else, but I think one of the weakest things about the second half of the series is the fact that there's almost no interaction whatsoever between Kira and Nier.
Right.
Like the beginning has so much Kira and Elle and back and forth, and then Light with Elle, and then it's the whole Sherlock and Moriarty thing. Could you imagine if just like halfway through Sherlock died and then they got like some shitty knockoff whatever Herlock Sholmes, and they got him to come in, but like him and Moriarty like never interacted, like barely ever, and then just, oh no, I figured out this one little minor detail and that makes me win, woohoo. Like, that's my problem with it.
I guess I see where that's coming from, but once again, I feel like this is a huge detriment to every subsequent media. That's why Mello was needed.
No, and I do agree with that. But the fact that they cut Mello out so much in the show, it makes it feel like all Nier did was just look at what Elle had and just went, oh, well then why don't we just do this? I will say, it was definitely...
that's why the show has dropped as much as it has for me. Because honestly, Mello was kind of the entire crux of the second half, and I don't know why the anime and every subsequent media, looks at all the movies, the TV shows, the stage plays, have decided to cut him out.
Do you think it has anything to do with maybe the mangaka doesn't like the character?
Possibly.
I mean, if that's the case, then can you be mad if they're respecting the mangaka's wishes?
I can still be mad because the entire second act doesn't work properly without it.
I would agree with that. No, I completely agree. Because all I feel like it does is just have this other child come in and look at the shit and just be like, oh, well then let's just do this one thing that Elle did, and then this time it works because Mikami's in the situation. Fucking Mikami just ruined everything.
Right. God damn it, Mikami.
But also,
can we talk literally about the best character in Death Note? We know exactly who I'm talking about.
We already talked about Elle.
Excuse me. Elle is not the best character. Light is not the best character.
Is it Misa?
Ryuk is not the best character. Mello nor Nier are the best characters.
Is it Misa?
No. Well,
okay.
Misa's okay, but
I make an argument for Misa's actually a good character at this point in my life.
Misa's a great character, and she's her to my
She's only a shitty character because she trades in her intelligence for trying to suck Light's dick.
Yeah, basically. But there's a worse character for that.
Oh yeah, you're right. But who's the best character?
Best character in all of Death Note, pulls him up, is Tota goddamn Matsuda!
Matsuda! Woo! Matsuda, we stan! Oh, what a good boy. We stan Matsuda for shooting Light in the goddamn face.
We do. We stan him for being justifiably angry about Sotaro. We stan him for being just fantastic. We stan him for understanding where Kira was coming from, but still fucking going against him. We stand this man.
Love him so much. We just got a redemption for Drink You Damn Water. I do not have water, and this is actually a good time for us to take a quick break so I can go.
That's true. I also don't have water, so I will go up and get.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break, everyone, and then when we come back, we will be continuing Midnight's List. So just hang on. We'll be right back. All right. I am back. I have my water.
Yay, I am also back. I also have my water.
Excellent.
The chat has also reminded us to drink water.
Thank you, Boogie. But actually, this gives me an idea that maybe one day. Actually, oh my god. I have an idea that I want to talk to you about after stream.
Sure, I would love to.
It's a terrible idea, and it's just going to be us yelling at each other for like an hour. It's going to be us yelling at each other for like a month, but I kind of really want to do it.
Oh, okay, all right. It sounds fun.
Anyway, let's move on to your number 6, which is your
favorite Miyazaki movie.
Yes. So what is your favorite Miyazaki movie and your number 6 on this list?
My favorite Miyazaki movie and my number 6 on my top 10 anime is Princess Mononoke.
Mononoke Hime! Yeah! So why Princess Mononoke? Out of all the Miyazaki films, why Mononoke Hime?
Oh, where do I start?
At the very beginning. I hear it's a very good place to start.
I love Ashitaka. I love San. I love Lady Eboshi. I just really like the characters in general, like basically the whole cast, except for that one monk guy. But and I'm also just a sucker for like environmentalist messages. But it also didn't paint Eboshi in a bad light. Like, it painted her in a bad light, but also not in a bad light. It's like, yeah, she's polluting the area, but she's also providing jobs. She's, ruining
she's helping
the forest,
out these,
but also helping out the lepers.
And then there's me that's like, could Miyazaki not talk about the goddamn environment for like 2 seconds?
I mean, you know what? That's honestly fair, but then again, it's important. We should care about the environment.
That's fine. I just don't need it in every goddamn movie he makes.
It's true.
That's why. That's like I like Hosada films more. Because I think they have the same kind of like whimsy and wonder. And the same kind of like heartfelt messages. But it's not always like, oh, and also take care of the environment.
I mean, I also enjoy me some Hosada movies.
Oh my God.
This is just like the pinnacle of one of my favorites.
I will say, this is very close, and this is so stereotypical to say, but it's so close between this and Spirited Away for like my favorite Miyazaki movie of all time.
See, I'm not one person who's just like, I like Spirited Away. I really do. It's great. But I would have liked it more if there'd been some kind of closure, I guess.
The closure was her going home.
For Haku and Chihiro.
Oh, he got his name back. He had his identity. That's his closure. That's it. That's his closure.
Yes. That's not enough for me. I'm sorry.
Okay, when you say closure, you're mad they didn't get together.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's so funny because you are one of the most like hopeless romantics that I know, but then you're also just like, man, romance in real life is fucking dumb. But every time we watch a show or every time we watch something together, you're like, I don't like this. It's incomplete. Why? They didn't get together. And I'm like, they don't need to. They don't have to get together.
Yes, they do.
Oh my God. I would say you're such a girl, but you're not.
All right. But
I don't really think there's anything more we can say about Princess Mononoke, though. Like, everyone, I can't think of a single person that doesn't at least enjoy Princess Mononoke, even if it's not their favorite Miyazaki movie.
Right? I know a few people who are frightened by it. Like, the boar scene can be kind of frightening.
That shit's so scary.
That's super scary.
And also the forest spirit, that thing scared the shit out of me when I was...
Oh, yeah, no, that thing is terrifying.
And it's supposed to be like a comforting spirit of the forest that's like nursing Ashitaka, and I'm just like, that is nightmare fuel.
The forest spirit itself is fine, but but when it gets its head lopped off, that thing is terrifying.
No, I mean the forest spirit. I'm getting a picture. I'm getting a fucking picture of the forest spirit because I need to explain this to you.
I'm fine with it on its own, but it's when Ashitaka lops off its head, or not Ashitaka, Aboshi shoots off its head that it becomes terrifying to me.
Okay, I just need you to look at this picture, and I just need you to understand where I'm coming from. Okay, you know what? We're just switching screens here for a second because I'm too fucking lazy to do anything else. So I'm switching screens here for a second. We should both be on here. Oh, Karen, get out of here. Be gone, Karen. But look at that. That's fucking horrifying.
Okay, that's fair. I can understand where you're coming from.
That's so fucking creepy. Like, and it doesn't talk. It doesn't fucking talk. It just stares at you, and it's just like, what do you want from me? What the fuck? Are you gonna kill me? Are you here for my blood? Like, what do you seek? Creepy fucking face from my nightmares? Like, goddamn, that's horrifying. That's so fucking creepy. It's actually creepier than I remember. I need to get that off my screen. Fuck, that's so creepy. That's so fucking creepy. And honestly, when she lobs its head off, it's not that big of a deal because it just has no fucking head. It's just a glob. I don't mind that. It's just a glob. It's not even that creepy.
I think it is, but
no, I get what you're saying though. It's an all-consuming mass of death and horror. I understand. Yep. It's an eldritch nightmare.
It is basically. But yeah, I think that's basically all we can say. It's a popular choice, but it's my popular.
It's popular for a reason though.
Yeah,
like, absolutely. Which is gonna bring us to your number 5.
Yes.
What is your number 5?
This is just a blanket statement. I love Fruits Basket. The original, the new one, and the manga, everything.
I like the new one more just because it gets into all of the stuff that was in the manga. But I do have a very special place in my heart for Fruits Basket 1. I do have a very special place in my heart for that because that was one of the first anime that I watched when I was in middle school, and I was really, really starting to get into anime. And it was also when I learned I love soon red-haired boys. I'm so obsessed with Claw. I can't help it.
Fruits Basket is basically where my interest in voice acting came from. Like, I watched anime before this. I watched DBZ, I watched Sailor Moon, watched Pokemon, Digimon, all the regular things. And I think I'd even watched Cowboy Bebop by this point, so I can't say it was like even the first kind of offbeat thing I'd seen. But it was the first time I'd really, like, my friend brought over a DVD. It was a DBZ DVD, but it had a special.
We're not gonna talk about spoilers.
We're not gonna talk spoilers. Nope. For this one. In fact, I'm specifically gonna be talking mostly about the 2001 one for now.
Yep.
And the DVD had a special where they had the first 2 episodes of Fruits Basket, and it had Eric Vale, Laura Bailey, and Jerry Jewell just kind of living in a house together and chilling. And, like, doing episode previews and stuff. And it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. Just, like, the voice actors for this show, just like doing this promo. And it really got me thinking about voice acting, and I started learning the names of all the actors.
And
that's when I decided that John Bergmeyer is my favorite voice actor of all time.
I remember watching this show, and I looked up the voice of Toru because I was like, this sounds really familiar. I couldn't remember where I had heard it from, and I still don't remember. I think it was Kodacha that I had watched.
Yep, that would make sense.
Want to dig deep in the recesses of Funimation's backlog. Let's talk about Kodacha and hopefully them ever getting that streaming on their service.
That's about as likely as them dubbing the entire rest of it.
Well, that's never gonna happen.
Right?
Also, it's just to go on a slight tangent about Kodacha for a second, can we just talk about the fact that we had Laura Bailey sound like an actual goddamn child, and then just Jerry Jewell also playing a child, but just sounding like Jerry Jewell?
Yeah.
So you have this, 35, 37-year-old man voicing like a 10-year-old, and he just sounds like a 35-year-old man. But man, anime was different back then. They definitely didn't they worried more about the acting than they did about the voice.
Right. Yeah.
But anyway, I remember looking up the voice for Toru because it was like, this sounds so familiar, and I saw Laura Bailey, and so I clicked on it, and I was like, oh, okay, and I saw Kodacha, and then right under that, I saw Lust, Full Metal Alchemist, and I'm like,
mind blowing, isn't it?
Excuse me, what the fuck? And then that's when I was like, oh my god, range. That was when I really started understanding how voice actors could throw their voice and how they could tweak it and shit like that. And then that's when I got really into that Laura Bailey is my favorite voice actress of all time. She is I'm gonna go on record and I'm gonna say this, she is quintessential acting. I cannot think of many actors that have the range and the raw talent that she does. Listening to her in Critical Role, I know you don't watch it or listen to it. Everyone gets into Critical Role. Everyone gets emotional when they do stuff, but she just goes ham. And she's always crying during sessions when she's getting really emotional. She's always really in, and I'm just like, God damn! This woman is raw, constantly, and it's so fucking good. She actually, there was a scene where she was, trying to help someone. They were, in, a possessed state, and she, flips through her notes so quickly so she can find the character's full name, because he had, 6 names, because Taliesin is an asshole like that. And she found it in her notes so she could make the moment so perfect by just screaming his full name at him while she's on the brink of tears, and I'm like, pop off, queen. Right. And the fact that they got Laura to come back when she lives in LA now and ultimately really doesn't do anime anymore, the fact that she came back to do Fruits Basket, god,
right?
That's just so
I was
fucking
so emotional
awesome.
Watching the cast announcements and watching the returning actors.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just meant so much to me.
It's so crazy. Because to be perfectly honest, a lot of these actors, they do a lot of anime, and a lot of times these people will be like, oh my god, I loved you in this, and they're like, fuck, which show was that? Oh right, it was they have to take a second. Every actor knows Fruits Basket. Every single one. You go to Eric Vale and you're like, oh my gosh, I love you as Yuki in Fruits Basket. He's like, I know, he's great, isn't he? You talk to Laura Bailey, I love you as Toru. She's like, I know, that show is so amazing. And now you have someone I remember watching, they dropped some videos recently near the end of season 2 where they were talking about it, and they dropped and Ian was in it, and he plays Kurano. Is that what his name is?
Yes. Yep, that's his name.
And Ian is probably my favorite addition to the cast next to Colleen, because Jesus fucking Christ, his Kurano. Oh my god. Did you watch season 2 yet?
No, I still haven't watched it.
You need to just watch the last episode of season 2. I'm begging you. Because it's oh my god, it's so good. It's that whole moment where it's so good. And even now, like, thinking about it and thinking about the Fruba dub, I'm actually getting kind of emotional just thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, when the first 2 episodes aired, I went to go see them in theaters because I was like, first off, this means the world to me. Second off,
I did that for Attack on Titan.
I was gonna say I did that for Attack on Titan too, actually, but I went to go see it, and the minute, like, the episode started, I just started crying. Like, it was like, how do I put this? It was like coming home after a really long time.
For people that this wasn't, this is a very arrogant thing to say, I think, but if you weren't introduced to anime in, like, the mid-2000s, then I don't think you're really gonna get it. Like, because everyone has that anime that they were introduced to. Everyone has that anime that was their first. And our generation is a lot of, well, at least, like, Alchemist, a lot of our generation is low, like Fruits Basket, Full Metal Alchemist, and DBC as well, because DBZ got really popular on Toonami at the time. But in terms of, like, niche anime, I say Full Metal Alchemist because it was on Adult Swim, it wasn't on Toonami. So, you know, it was a lot of stuff like that. And then Fruits Basket would be the one that you bought on DVD. So it was a lot of stuff like that. And it's one of those shows where it had to stop. They had to stop making the anime because of something that happened in the manga that massively contradicted the anime. So
right.
So they had to stop making the anime, and it is what it is. We understood, because that's just the life of an anime fan. To be honest, is that
right. Even back then, though, like, the demand for, like, a remake or even season 2 was so big. Like,
yeah, and the manga was still coming out at the time.
Their paper crane folding.
Mm-hmm. And the manga was still coming out at the time. And I guess I knew that it was big here in the States, but I never really thought, like, how big it was overseas. Like, I never really thought, like, Fruits Basket was that big or, like, would warrant getting remade. Although, honestly, the fact that FMA got remade before Fruits Basket did is fucking criminal. Because FMA didn't need it. It really didn't need it. But
whereas Fruits Basket certainly did.
Mm-hmm. And I love that some of my casting choices have completely come true. Like Brina Palencia playing Reen. Thank you. Love it. Perfection. I knew she'd be perfect at it, and she is, and I love it. But then you have, like, the super surprise ones, like Aaron Desmuke playing, what's his name? Kakeru?
Yep.
Yeah, I love him. Aaron's probably...
I was so happy because I'm like, oh no, he can't come back and voice Hero because he's grown up. And then when I saw that he was cast as Kakeru, I'm just like, I'm so glad he got to be a part of the show, despite not being able to reprise his role.
Aaron is such a goddamn treasure as an actor. Like, oh my god. It's such a joy to hear him in anything that he does. And it's so crazy to think that he's only acting now because he was just a kid who had a bowl and he did Alphonse Elric, and now he's just he loves it. He loves doing it. And to see him be a part of it again, to see everyone be a part of Fruits Basket again, and then to see people get added like Ian and Colleen who understand the gravity of this show.
Right.
And to see them, you know, absolutely just destroy it, and see Caitlin just bring that love and that focus and that, oh my god, I'm crying.
I can't blame you. It's such an important anime, and
it really is. And it's very arrogant of me to say, because it's hard to explain to people who didn't grow up being... I remember watching, because I never saw the last couple episodes. I never watched all of Fruits Basket on DVD. I watched the first 4 episodes on DVD, and then my friend, or my girlfriend at the time, loaned me her VHS tapes that she had recorded at a friend's house, the DVD of Fruits Basket. And so I watched her jank ass tape. The tape was like kind of getting worn. You know how like when a tape gets worn and it has like that wobble effect on it?
Yes.
That's the Fruits Basket that I watched. That's the Fruits Basket that I watched from episode 5 to episode 24. That's what I watched. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. But it was amazing. It was the best, and I loved it. I'm really sorry. I've deviated this whole thing.
No, it's okay. Honestly, like you said, with it, we're gonna avoiding spoilers. We can't say much about it, but it's fantastic. You should absolutely watch it if you didn't. Like, even I'd even recommend going back and watching the 2001 one. Just, honestly, just for the soundtrack.
Yukiru for life.
That one was so good.
Yukiru for life. I ship Yuki and Kakeru super hard.
That, you know what? That's fair. I can get behind that.
I'm very happy where the series ended, but man, I ship those two so fucking hard.
Yeah, I'm happy where the series ended too, but except for Ayame, I'm forever mad that they straight washed Ayame.
That's fine. Bury your gays.
Okay, at least we didn't have to bury the gay.
Well, we did bury. We buried the gay deep in pussy.
That's fair, I guess.
But no, the show is amazing. If you haven't watched it, the final season of the remake is almost done airing, I think.
It is done airing.
Oh, fantastic. I don't know if the dub's done airing, though.
I believe it is.
I'd have to double check that, so then I can go back and binge it. Maybe we should watch OG Fruits Basket for retro.
That'd be great.
I'd be so... That. I actually, like I said, I watched it on jank-ass VHS tapes, so it'd be nice to watch it in HD for once.
Fair. You know what? Fair.
But yeah, Fruits Basket is fucking stunning. Go fucking watch it. Alright, well now that took 6 hours to talk about.
Yep, now we're getting into the top 4.
Top 4.
And you know what? Honestly, the only reason that this is above, that my number 4 is above Fruits Basket, is basically it got me through my childhood. I'd probably not be alive without this series.
Thanks for that.
So,
what is What is your number 4 anime?
My number 4 anime, and the series that defined my childhood, and that I have tattoos, 3 of them for it, is Sailor Moon. My 4th one is coming later this month, Sailor Jupiter!
Yeah! But yeah, so what is it about Sailor Moon? What is it about Sailor Moon?
So, Sailor Moon was de facto my first anime.
Mm-hmm.
I was just about in the 3rd grade when I learned about it, because one of the girls I wanted to play with wanted to play Sailor Moon on the playground, but I'm like, I don't know anything about it, so I'm gonna go watch it. And then I did, and yeah, I absolutely loved everything about it as a kid, even with its janky dub back then.
Oh my god, the dub changing actors like every 5 or 6 episodes, and
it was only a couple voice changes.
They never had a consistent Usagi, and that's so charming about it.
Yeah, I think wasn't she the same for like the first 2, and then they changed her for season 3, I think.
I just remember the one that they had. I just remember the one that they had near the end of the show, because I vividly remember what she sounded like, and I'm gonna try to imitate it. It's not gonna be good, but she had this weird kind of diction and voice that sounded something like this.
Well, it does. Oh my god, that was actually really good.
It was deeper than that. But that was what she fucking sounded like! And I'm like, what the fuck? What is that voice?
It could be worse. You could have had Haruka's voice. who literally just yelled all her fucking lines.
We're cousins.
Cousins. We are cousins.
Very good. They are good. Here, hold on. Hold on. They are good friends. They are good friends.
Oh, jeez.
They are good friends.
But yes, it was certainly a very formative part of my childhood.
We are good friends. Okay, I'm done.
Yes, very good friends.
I'm sorry. Please continue with why this is one of the most important anime of your life, and I will not suck you off.
I mean, I can talk about how great Sailor Moon is while you, but terms of service, right? TOS. Okay. Wow. So yeah, honestly, I just really liked the overall arc of friendship. I really enjoyed the characters, and it gave me a lot of strength when I have reached a lot of really down points in my life.
I remember watching the Helios arc and being just so floored by that. I absolutely hate that my favorite character in Sailor Moon has been redubbed with an asshole, but oh well, as is life.
Yeah. Honestly,
but he apologized, so the whole acting community has forgiven him. Cool. Double standards. What the fuck are those?
Right.
Anyway, but please continue.
Yeah. God, I can't even, it's hard to articulate what was so special about it for me. Honestly, like I said, it defined a lot of who I became. Seeing a character that was Haruka, or I guess what if we're gonna talk about the old dub, Amara? No, I died on side. Haruka.
What was Michiru's name?
Oh, they didn't change that one that much. That was just Michelle.
Ugh. I hate that.
Right?
At least Amara sounds exotic and hot. Michelle.
And then there was Pluto. That went from Setsuna to Trista.
I mean, that's not bad. I mean, it's better than oh god, what was Mini Moon's Japanese name? Chibiusa. It's better than Chibiusa, who went to Rini. What the fuck is a Rini?
I don't know.
What is it? What was it? Amy, Ray. Those were the same.
Those were the same, just spelled a little differently.
Yeah, they were Americanized. Yeah. What was Minako's name?
Mina. They just dropped the ko. Her name was.
Oh, Mina. Okay, fair enough. And then there's Lita.
Yep.
Lita. Cool.
For Matoko. Yeah.
And then oh fuck, what was her name? What was Usagi's name? It's Serena.
Serena?
Yeah. I don't know why I blinked so hard on Serena.
Darien. Oh god, I'm sorry. I just had to
Darien.
Darien's my mom.
Mamoru.
Mamoru.
Yeah, Mamoru. Mamoru Miyano. Not Mamoru Miyano, but you know.
It's not. But
what was Uranus, or not Uranus, Saturn. What was her name?
I can't remember if they changed it or not. I think they actually just kept it Hotaru.
Alright. What the fuck is consistency, I guess?
Right?
I also
I don't remember them changing it.
I vividly remember the one, again, going to a friend's house and watching anime with my friend. She had a DVD of Sailor Moon, and it was the episode where Chibiusa and Usagi switch bodies, and we were so surprised because it has the English dub of it, but then it also has the Japanese subtitles and the Japanese dub. And I remember us like putting on the Japanese subtitles and just reading it because, you know, they changed a lot in the dub. They changed a lot. And there's this whole scene of Chibiusa like staring at her. Well, they don't. Yeah, they switch like body types. So like Usagi becomes little and Chibiusa grows up.
Okay. Yeah, I just looked it up because it was bothering me. Hotaru was the only Sailor Guardian not to receive a name change in the original dub. They just butchered the pronunciation of her last name.
Of course. But yeah, no, there's this whole scene of like Chibiusa like staring at her body, and in the English version she's like, wow, I look so great. This is awesome. I love it. And in the Japanese she's like, I'm really toned, my breasts are really soft, and we were like 12 years old at the time, and we were like, is she talking about her boobs? And I just remember being like so surprised by that. And we also saw like, there was one part where Serena's like super pissed about Chibiusa, and the subtitles are like, damn you, Chibiusa, and we're like, oh, she said damn.
Wow.
But yeah, no, you were talking about, before we got on sidetracked by names, you were talking about Haruka?
Yeah, Haruka.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, you were talking about Haruka. Please explain. I understand why Haruka is super important to you.
Yeah. So, first off, that was exactly the moment I realized that I also liked women. The first waifu, right there.
Facts.
Haruka Tenno.
More like Haruka out of Tenno.
Ooh. I mean,
have you never thought of that?
I'm not.
God.
Oh my god. I'm kind of disappointed in myself now. Oh. But also, because I was also reading the manga at the time, it was my first time seeing like a gender fluid character.
Which plays into your identity now.
Which does play into my identity now. And like that was also like one of the most important like lines to me, like when I was younger, and I should have probably realized I was non-binary sooner, because Haruka being like, man, woman, why does it matter? Was always just so fascinating to me. So yeah, I feel like Sailor Moon formed a lot of who I became later in life, and it certainly, like I said, gave me a lot of strength and hope in my darkest times. I will always watch it to cheer myself up whenever I'm down, because it's just got that special place in my heart. And I love most all of it. Looks at the first half of Crystal. We don't really talk about what happened to the animation there.
CG transformations.
Ugh, shivers.
At least they did hand-drawn later.
Yeah. No, once they got to the to my favorite arc, the animation became really good. So, you know, I'm happy. I'm blessed for that.
Did you see the movie?
Oh, I loved Eternal. It was so good.
That's good. I'm happy for you.
Yes.
I'm just gonna be over here never watching Sailor Moon.
Which is funny for me because honestly, in the original, and I feel bad saying this because I know you like the arc, I did not like the original Super S arc. I'm not a huge fan of the original anime's Helios arc, but I always loved it in the manga. So seeing Crystal and seeing it animated with the parts from the manga was just like, God, I love this arc. I love this arc so much.
I've honestly been thinking about getting the Sailor Moon manga because the art is so fucking stunning, and I don't have to deal with all the goddamn filler.
Absolutely. The manga is fantastic. The art's beautiful. It's held up really well over the years.
Yep.
They have those absolutely gorgeous full color ones now.
I don't know if I'd go that crazy.
They're kind of expensive, but they are so nice.
Yeah, no, I'd probably just get the omnibuses. Because I already
Yeah.
have to commit to the fucking $50 versions of Berserk if I want to read all of Berserk before it goes out of print.
That's fair.
Oh my god, that's gonna be a nightmare. Yeah, no, I'm
But
one
yeah,
of those.
I definitely recommend it. There's a lot of good stuff in the manga that
Mm-hmm.
was generally cut out of the original anime in favor of filler that, like, really bothered me.
And not to mention all the stuff with like the Star Guardian or Star Guardians. Is that what they are?
The Starlights?
Yeah, the Starlights.
Yeah, that got butchered in the anime.
Mm-hmm. So.
And yeah.
It's always fascinating to me, and this is going to sound really weird, but it's always fascinating to me to listen to Sailor Moon fans talk, because there's always such like a visceral love or hate relationship that they have with Sailor Moon. They're either so in love with everything that comes out, or they love the anime and can't stand the manga. I've only met like one person like that. Or they absolutely love the manga and they're like, I watch the anime because it's what I grew up doing, but if I had my choice, I'd never watch the anime again. And it's so... I've never met fans like that before. I've never met fans that would completely disregard one source material for another. Like, there are people that are like, I won't watch the original because I can just watch Crystal. Or there are people that are like, I don't need to watch Crystal because I've already watched the original. And that just blows my fucking mind.
Right?
I do kind of want to watch Crystal because I do absolutely love Robbie Daymond as Mamoru. I met him at a convention right after he was announced as Mamoru, and I heard a preview of it, and I'm like, I think I need to watch Sailor Moon again. And I told him I started watching Sailor Moon again because of your Mamoru.
Yeah, if you can get past the animation in the first half of Crystal, it's honestly fine. The story's fine.
I probably have a better chance of getting ahead of that than I do of trying to go back and watching the old school one with its jank-ass 90s script. Fucking A. And I mean even the redub, because they retranslated it, relocalized it, all that shit, but it's still a script from the 90s. Oh my god. Like all the girl power talk. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, if you can get past the animation, Crystal's great. And then once you get through the Dark Moon arc, or the second arc, and get to the Death Busters, then the animation improves.
And then I'll just have to watch Eternal subbed. Fuck.
Yep.
Damn it. Do I watch it subbed and just let one voice actor ruin it for me? I'm already doing that with Full Metal Alchemist. God damn
it. I'd say, I mean, it's hard to say because I know it would, like, it's a complete down because, yeah, the actor is incredibly problematic. Mm-hmm. And you have personal reasons as well. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, the other performances are all so good. Mm-hmm, I mean, Robbie nails it.
Yeah, we stan Robbie.
And like, Jeremy's Minako is like on complete point.
I do love Jeremy.
I'm sorry, Minako gets to be a complete badass.
I do.
And again, manga/Crystal Venus is just amazing anyway. So.
Cause she's C'est la vie.
Because in the manga she's
already a vigilante. It's amazing. Yeah. She's Batman. Yep.
She is.
She's just fucking Sailor Batman.
And she's also technically in the manga the actual leader of the Sailor Senshi.
Because the princess is not. Because the Sailor Senshi are just essentially her bodyguards.
Yep. And she gets a bitch-ass sword! Who doesn't love a bitch with a sword?
I mean, I prefer her with her whip, but that's just me.
I mean, that's fair too. But she has a bitch-ass sword!
That's fair. That's totally fair. Alright, I think we're ready to move on to number 3.
Yes we are.
What is number 3, Midnight?
Number 3, we talked about in length. I feel like about a week ago, maybe.
Thereabouts, yeah.
Thereabouts, yeah. But, you know, we're going to talk about it again because it's worth talking about. Welcome back to talking about banana fish.
And this is the picture that I chose.
Oh, thanks. You're right. Now I'm sad.
Because I think that this conversation was the whole conversation where Ash was like, "Why does everyone around me keep dying? Why is all I'm good for killing people?"
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm sorry. It's fine. It's okay. It's fine. He already killed Shorter. It's fine. Shit!
Wow! Too soon!
Is it? You've seen the show 3 times now!
It's still too soon.
You want to know what's too bitch, you want to know what's too soon? Your supposed best friend telling you, oh yeah, this side chapter where Eiji's like really sad and shit after everything that happens to Ash, yeah, that's just a side chapter. That's not the final volume of the manga.
I didn't know it was in the final manga.
Fuck you! No. Fuck you!
No! Sorry.
No, I literally opened up to like, and literally like everything that happens, the final part that happens with Ash is like the first 2 chapters of the manga, and I'm like,
wow,
what the fuck is the rest of the book? Oh man, it
pain.
Sucks.
The rest of the book is pain.
Literally though, and Eiji like grows out his hair and looks really shitty, and I hate it. I'm like, dude,
I'm sure Mappa could pull it off.
That's true. Well, they would just make him look like Blanca.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with that.
I'd be fine with that.
But yeah, no, Banana Fish is just, God. I'm sorry. Go on. You talk about why you love Banana Fish so much.
I feel like I spent like forever talking about it the other week. So there's not a lot to add other than, oh my god, just I love this show. Like, and I love Ash's character. I love the relationship dynamic. I love the high stakes. I hate that they kill off one of my favorite characters in like the 9th episode. In the worst way possible. Pain, suffering.
I love that this show tries to just be like, yes, he and Eiji are good friends.
Yes, he and Eiji are good friends.
Literally, this show buried it's gay.
Yep.
But everyone knows it's gay. Everyone knows that they're gay, so that's fine.
Yeah.
But it's...
I love that everyone's just like, yeah, they're friends. But they're all just kind of like nodding at each other like...
Yes, they are good friends, and then Eiji was never happy ever again in his entire life. God. Oh my.
I'm not okay.
I'm not okay. This is the hardest thing about Banana Fish, is that it's such a phenomenal show, and it's one that I highly recommend that everyone watch, but at the same time, it is one of the most difficult things to watch and to read that I've ever experienced in my life. But it's such... I would almost borderline call it the perfect show, if not for the ending. And I don't mean what happens to Ash. That, storytelling-wise, makes a lot of sense. But I mean everything that happens with the Colonel. I'm just like, why the fuck are you here? Get out of my life.
Right.
This is fucking stupid.
Right.
Like, that whole subplot was really dumb. But,
it was.
No, I would easily say that... this is almost a perfect anime, just in terms of everything. And it's also so important because it's such good queer representation too, and that's something that we don't see a lot. I'm actually like actively buying more queer manga because it's getting to be so much more common, and I just want all of it. I just want to nom. And I just wish there was more queer anime. Which is why I'm so happy that Stranger by the Shore exists.
Yeah, I'm very happy about that, and I'm very happy they dubbed it. And as soon as I see it, I'm gonna tweet about it because I want Funimation to see that we want more dubs. Because deep down, all I only want one thing, and it's disgusting. Holds up a given dub.
I only want one thing, and it's disgusting. Banana Fish dub.
That too.
I didn't hear
But
what you
I'm not
said.
gonna.
I didn't hear
I'm
what you
not
said
gonna
because
try
it
to
cut out
bargain
for me.
Funimation to buy the rights from Amazon, but they do have the rights to give them, so I can still hold out hope.
That's true. I'm actually gonna find my Stranger by the Shore tweet real quick, just because there was one part about it specifically that I wanted to read because I think it's so fucking important. God, I tweet way too fucking much. Why am I like this? Oh, it's up this way. Okay, yeah. This is what I wrote. Stranger by the Shore brought me to tears because it perfectly captured my teenage carefree love and my anxiety as I got older. Growing up bisexual in a small town wasn't easy, but I was always true to who I was, and I'm thrilled to see that in an anime. So, yes.
Yee.
Because it's so... And I feel like Banana Fish does a lot of the same things in terms of like Eiji is very excited for his emotions. He's like, I'm really interested in this guy. He makes me really happy. I really love being around him. And then Ash is just like, not only is like being queer like fucking scary because of all the men that have like fucked me up in my life, but also I could probably get you killed. Like,
yep.
There's just so much baggage to that. And the kid is only 18 years old. Oh, God, Ash. Why is your life like this? I love that we go from like really peppy, exciting conversations about like Fruits Basket and Sailor Moon, and then we get to Banana Fish and we're like, I just feel dead inside.
I just feel dead. Like, I don't think I felt happy for like a week after I watched this show. I was just kind of numb, like the first time I watched it afterwards.
And yet, it is like one of your top 3 anime of all time.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't understand.
I mean, let's be real. You can be destroyed by an anime and still love it. You love Your Lie in April, and that's
oh my god. Destroyed. That show wrecked me so hard. I cried. I cried in front of the cast members at Anime Boston.
Yep.
Because I thanked them for bringing this show over and told them what it meant to me and why it was so important. And I'm getting sad just thinking about it. And Erica Lindbeck, God bless this woman, ran off the stage and came over and gave me a hug and said that I was such a strong person. And I'm like, all I did was talk about an anime, but thank you. Oh my god. She's such a sweetheart. God, Banana Fish. Why? Why are you like this, Banana Fish? Yeah. I actually, this week, I'm gonna start scheduling uploads of the podcast. So they're gonna be like up on Twitter. Ooh, actually, Nick, I just got your message on Twitter, Nick. I will come up with a list for tomorrow for Manga Club, of the queer anime that I have, or the queer manga that I have. And I will have that for tomorrow. I don't know if you can make it to Manga Club tomorrow, but I will have it, and I will also write down the list and put it in the Discord. So I will absolutely do that for tomorrow. But yes, Banana Fish makes us fucking sad. Let's move on.
All right.
What is your
now to my number 2? My number 2, which is probably going to get a lot of flack because a lot of people are turned off by this series because of its hairstyles, is Shiki.
Hairstyles and the eyes really get people in this show. But honestly, this show has really good atmosphere.
does. It's definitely my favorite horror anime, but generally just like one of my top 3 in general because the atmosphere is perfect. The characters, well, some of them are rather interesting, not all of them. But to be fair, with a cast as big as Shiki's, you can't have all your characters be interesting.
That's fair.
You just get involved into a few of them, like Natsuno.
I love Natsuno.
And Seishun,
and that's it.
I love Natsuno. He's great.
I'm about to expose something about Mid. I really hope you don't mind this.
That's fine.
Mid was so into Shiki at one point that they made an AMV to the song Savages from Pocahontas.
I did.
About the involving Shiki.
I did. You know what? I'm not ashamed of it. I love that AMV. I think it was
such a good AMV. It was so good. Didn't you submit it?
I did. I think I got I know it was submitted down to a Florida convention. I think it was in the convention. I don't think I won anything for it though.
I was just about to say I know it was shown.
Yep.
Which is better than a lot of AMVs get.
Yep. So I did submit that one down to a Florida convention. That was. But yeah, no, I love that video. I think it really kind of struck the core conflict between the vampires and the humans, which is what is so fascinating about this show. Because there's no real clear right or wrong.
They're all psycho.
They're all psycho. They're all kind of bad. But you can take a side. You can be like, yeah, no, the humans are totally justified in trying to kill the Shiki because they are, systematically killing the village. Or you can be with the Shiki, but be like, yeah, I understand. They're just trying to survive, and
I was thinking a lot about the art style, and it reminds me of, oh god, what's the name of the artist? Hold on. Oshimi is a mangaka, and they're really known for like their facial expressions and drawing like really pissed off and really fucked up looking people. And I just think about like, I think it was Natsuno's dad.
Oh yeah, when he got like super messed up after his son came back from the dead. And he's like just talking nonsensically, and didn't he like hit his head against a wall or something? Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
and, like he like tries to kill Tatsumi, and he's like, "Look, Natsuno, I got revenge for you."
Natsuno's like, "Cool, thanks, Dad."
Right? And while meanwhile just being like talking to Tatsumi, like, "Yeah, Dad, you're good."
Yeah, that's what I remember the most is like the facial animations and stuff like that. Like, and the other thing that's, you have a thing about small town horror because you also love Higurashi.
You're right. I do. I absolutely have.
And I think Shiki does a lot of things right that Higurashi tries to do. I don't know. I've been trying to get into Higurashi Go, but because I don't remember the original series as much, I'm just not as into it.
That's fair.
Also, I don't really like the animation style, if I'm perfectly honest.
That's fair.
But I feel like Shiki does so much right, and it's so stylized, and it's so unique and interesting, and I just really like it.
But one thing, just watch it dubbed. Do yourself a favor. Don't even bother with the sub.
I tried watching it sub, and I couldn't get into it. And all of you sub-elitists out there are going to be like, well, the only way to watch it is with the subtitles. No. I'm sorry. The sub is not good.
The acting in the sub is really bland. Which is sad, because they got gacked. Like, goddamn.
Which character? Does Gact play Tatsuno? Or Natsuno? Excuse me.
No, Gact plays, he's a more minor character. He plays the one that, J. Michael Tatum plays in the English. He's
why are you doing that? I mean, I no, that's Todd Habercorn. Never mind. Why are you doing that? Why would you be like, oh, it's this character that J. Michael Tatum plays? And I'm like,
It's
I
too
haven't
bad.
watched the show for 4 years.
It's Sunoko's human dad cover. I can't remember his name right now.
I know. I got you. Yeah. Well, and because we've definitely watched subs where you can tell that the acting is good. Mamoru Miyano, Megumi Ogata,
I will pray June
Fukukama? I can't remember what his last name is.
Lelouch.
Lelouch.
Fucking Lelouch.
Actually, it's Lelouch v. fucking Britannia.
You're right.
That is the proper name, and you will respect. But yeah, no, Shiki is, and it's crazy to me because I'm just thinking about it, and I'm like, you don't have a lot to say about Shiki, because you can pop off about Sailor Moon, Banana Fish, Fruits Basket. You could pop off about those, but the fact that you don't have a whole lot to say about Shiki, and it's your number 2, is fascinating to me.
Yeah, because I feel like it speaks a lot for, like, it's weird because, like, if I had to explain the thing to somebody else, I'd be like, there's not a lot I can tell you without immense spoilers, really.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could get into, like, the deeper conflict. I could talk about Sunako's character and like, her mentality. I can talk about just the conflict between Ozaki and Seishin and their opposing views.
Isn't the main girl's name Megumi, or am I remembering that wrong? The main girl, is her name Megumi? Am I remembering that wrong?
Yeah, no, her name's Megumi. I could talk a little bit about Megumi. I have nothing nice to say, so I'd rather say nothing at all. But
that's the thing, like, she's such a bitch character, even, like, up to the end. She's just nothing but a selfish brat.
Right? Yeah. No, there's no redeeming qualities to Megumi Shimizu. None at all. When you see her, mild spoiler, Mikuru's here, so I can say this. When you see her get run over by a tractor in that final episode, you're like, bitch, it's what you deserve.
Mm-hmm. Especially because she was like, Mikuru's here. Mikuru's here, so spoilers. Especially when she's like, oh, I have such a crush on Natsuno, but I'm gonna go bite his boyfriend and make him a vampire, so... What?
Or hopefully kill him because,
Because I'm a jealous bitch.
If I have to be honest, I don't like your friend. Like, that's exactly what she says to him, like, right before she bites Toru.
And then Natsuno's just like, okay, cool story, leave my boyfriend alone.
Right?
Because those two, 1000% fucking.
Oh, yeah. No, they gay. They gay as hell.
They so gay. Yeah.
And you could be like, yeah, but Toru had a girlfriend, and I'll be like, yeah, you know what, polyamory and bi people exist.
Facts. You're looking at them right here.
Right?
No, and like, Shiki is very much one of those very polarizing shows. You either really like it or you don't.
Exactly, it is incredibly polarizing. Like,
and it all boils down. It all boils down to aesthetic. Like, there's nothing wrong with the story. There's nothing wrong with the characters.
The soundtrack's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. The opening's a fucking banger.
The opening is a banger.
But yeah.
If you don't like the aesthetics, you're just not gonna like the show, which is unfortunate because you're missing out once again on what I think is a very good think piece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but there's definitely there's maybe one or two good people in the show, but even looking at someone like Natsuno, who is probably considered the person who's trying to really solve what's going on in the town, even he doesn't have good reasons for doing it.
Nope.
The only good person I would probably argue is the priest rider.
Yeah.
And even then, I think he's kind of naive in the sense of I want to protect her because she's a small child, and it's yes, but
she's also a couple 100 years old,
and she's also killed a couple of people.
I was gonna say, she's kind of picked your village to become her own personal
Feeding ground.
well, I kind of attribute it more to the idea of a little girl playing house.
Right, but just in terms of how vampires work, feeding ground.
Feeding ground.
So, yeah, so there's very much this sense that even if someone has, like, good intentions to try to help someone, if they're naive to just think, like, well, this is a child, so they're not going to do these things, it's like, no, you're a fucking idiot.
Right.
Like, that's not how this works at all, and that's just an interesting fact to take, that even someone who's just trying to do good and trying to be a good person is in the wrong.
You know what? The best, most moral character in the whole series was, oh god, why can't I remember her name? The nurse, the one that is Toru's girlfriend, who even after she's changed is just like, nope, not gonna feed. Ain't gonna do it. Even when Toru's yelling at her and sobbing, like, you're going to die, and she's like,
cool
I'm
story.
okay with that.
That's totally fine by me. I might need to watch this again. We should probably... Yeah. Oh, God, we can't do it for Halloween because Halloween's my birthday month.
Oh, no.
That ruins everything. We can just do Halloween in November. It's fine.
Well, yeah, Halloween in November is perfectly good with me.
All right, perfection. All right, well...
And now, my number one, which is ironically probably one of the ones I have the least to say about.
Well, I mean, we're going to talk about it at the end of the month, so...
Oh, absolutely,
it's fine that we don't talk a lot about it right now, but at the same time... Yeah.
My number one, and the one that we are going to wrap up my birthday month with, by rewatching, because both of us have seen it before...
Dozens of times,
is Gankutsuo, the Count of Monte Cristo.
And I picked the absolute best picture I could.
Yes!
I fucking love this picture. I think
I'm noticing something about my top two picks. They're both very stylized. I think I like things that are stylized.
This is honestly one of the most gorgeous anime that I've ever seen in my life.
I completely agree with that.
Like, I can think of some things that kind of look like Shiki. I can think of things that feel like Shiki in terms of, like, atmosphere, in terms of, like, story. I cannot think of a single goddamn thing that is like Gankutsuo.
No,
I can't think of anything
very
that is
unique.
I also remember watching Gankutsuo with you, and you know I was just about to say, like, the Duke's wife, but there's, like, a bunch of those. But it's the one woman.
Mercedes?
No, not Mercedes.
The judge's wife, the blonde woman.
I believe so. I remember we were watching it together, and I haven't watched a lot of, like, grown-up anime. Mid is definitely the one who introduced me to a lot of more grown-up anime, and I remember watching it. And
I know what scene you're talking about.
And there's a scene where she's thinking about the Count, and she's just masturbating to him. And I'm like, whoa. Can they do that in anime?
Yeah, they can do that.
And I'm like, holy fucking shit. But, oh my god, Gankutsuo is it's so fucking gorgeous. I am so excited to watch this again. It's also one of my favorite shows. So when I do my top 10, you know, be prepared to see this. We're really
gonna have to go back and revisit it, just to be like, let's reiterate, this show is fantastic.
This show is phenomenal. Go fucking... It's on Funimation. I think it's still on Funimation. It is on Funimation.
If you get the chance, absolutely go watch it.
Yeah, it's gonna be the last one we watch. So after Monthly Girl, which is what we're watching next week, this is the one we're gonna wrap up with. And the good news is that even if I don't get a chance to watch all of it, I still remember most of it. So yeah, there's that. I just don't remember the ending very well. I get to, like, episode, what is it, like, oh god, you know the episode that I'm talking about. What is it, episode
Oh, yeah. I think it's like 18.
I remember up to episode 18 very, very well, and then it just kind of panders off after that because episode 18 is so woof.
Ooh. That's some acting you got there, Johnny Young Bosch. That's some acting.
God, remember when Johnny Young Bosch didn't hate everyone because he's had so many shitty convention experiences?
Right?
I feel so bad for the guy.
Me too.
Like, God. And he's also like hyper talented. But
oh yeah.
But can we just talk about Jameson Price?
Jameson Price is the Count.
We stand
hard.
Well, we can't stand because our knees give out when we listen.
Right?
It's so fucking good, and I can't wait to talk the hell out of it. So
I know there's so much I want to say about it, even right now. But
even though we've got Mikuru up, we want you guys to watch it.
So we want you to watch it, and we want to talk about it on its proper week, so we can be like, yeah, no, we'd be thirsty.
Yeah, maybe you should redeem another drink you damn water, cause we thirsty. The Count transcends gender. Like, anyone can fall in love with the Count.
True.
I love it. You know what show we should watch at some point is Skate the Infinity.
Yes.
Because
I have desired to watch that ever since I heard the line bitches, hoes, and
bitches, bros, and non-binary hoes. Oh, I love it.
I loved it. I was like, this is the greatest thing I have ever heard.
That is a perfect example of being like, this is a thing called localization because this is something that would 100% happen, and that is fine. Throwing the phrase Gamergate into my anime is not fine.
Right.
So, non-binaries exist. Gamergate was a nightmare. Oh my god. I'm so excited to talk about this show.
I'm so excited
again.
to talk about this show.
And it's still so fucking pretty. Oh my god, this show is so stunning.
I can't.
I will say,
it's so hard just from pictures to describe it.
Well, because here's the okay. Midnight. It is the month of midnight, so you get to do this redeem. So please, Midnight, I would like to hear your best ara ara. So please, go on.
All right, this is my first ara ara. I don't know. Okay.
Would you like me to go first so you have an example?
No, I've listened to you do it. I'm good.
Okay.
Ara ara. All right, now you can go.
I don't know if I can follow that. That was amazing.
Thank you.
Ara ara.
There you go. See, that's a good follow-up. All right, now drink our damn water.
Let's drink our damn water. You guys drink your damn water too. Y'all thirsty. Coming in here with these ara-aras. How dare you. But what I was going to say is that the show can be a little weird to watch because the patterns and the textures move. Like, it's not really stationary. I don't know how to describe it.
Right?
But it's like...
It's something that needs to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? I think I have a pretty good Gankatsuo AMV I can throw in the chat that doesn't have any spoilers.
Yeah, you can put it in media in the Discord, which, by the way, if you're not a part of the Discord, you can come right here, join our group. We're gonna be talking about... Oh, you've seen it, Boogie?
Ooh.
But yeah, no, come to the Discord where I post the stuff we're talking about. I will repost Midnight's list in the anime chat, so you guys can take a look at all the anime that Midnight has talked about today and go see what taste looks like. Only episode 1. Well, you should watch it. You should watch it because it's Midnight's birthday. Everyone watch Gankatsuo. It is Midnight's favorite anime of all time, and if you don't watch it, then fuck you. You don't like midnight. And I think that that's just awful.
I mean, it's fair if the style was too distracting, but at the same time,
if I can watch
everything
One
about
Piece,
this show is perfect.
If I can watch One Piece, y'all can watch Gankatsuo. It's only 26 episodes.
Yep.
And I think...
On that note, have you gotten any further in One Piece since the last time we talked about it?
I watched like 2 more episodes. Like, we're still fighting Arlong. We are still fighting Arlong.
Thank you. Yes, please, if you get a chance, we'll definitely watch Gon. It would mean the world to me. Because,
everyone needs to praise Midnight this moment. I demand it. Everyone in the chat, praise Midnight. Shower Midnight with love and affection, for they are my queen, my king, my everything.
Right.
Ara ara.
Now I'm all flustered.
You're adorable.
I'm probably redder than a cherry tomato. Thank goodness all anyone can see of me is my avatar. That is not redder than a cherry tomato.
I think you're adorable and I love it.
Oh, well, thank you.
We need to get, we should make costumes for November. We should get our characters in costume. Yes,
I was already considering a few different costumes for...
Ooh, we'll have to talk about that. That'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, no, we're going to talk way more about Gankatsuo once it's actually Gankatsuo week, which will be at the end of this month. But yeah, that's it. It's Midnight's
that's my top 10
anime.
Thank you for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
It has been almost a 3-hour stream. Wow.
Well, we talked a lot. We talked about Nadesico for longer than I thought we would.
Oh, we absolutely did. And then we got into a very heated but respectful debate about Death Note.
And then we cried about Fruits Basket.
Yep.
And then we cried again about Banana Fish.
There was lots of crying. I feel like we do that a lot.
Yeah, that's just what happens. We get together, we watch anime, we cry. It's perfect. I love it.
I love it too.
But yes.
So we will watch Stranger by the Shore tomorrow, and then you can get started on a monthly Girls Nozaki-kun and pre-tier. Because, punishment is punishment. Hey, you know what? At least Chris Patton's in there, so you can just listen to the definite sound of Chris Patton's voice.
Okay, I'll take that. But hold on. So you're gonna punish me, Midnight?
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna punish you.
Punish me, mommy. Oh my god! We are the worst.
And yet the best.
Facts. These straight facts. So yes, we will be talking, so next week, we will be talking about Monthly Girl Nozaki, and we will also be talking about pre-tier as I die inside because I hate myself. So look forward to those. Tomorrow is Manga Club. I will be honest, I have only read half a volume of Komi, but I am taking a break from Genshin because it's been really overwhelming for me and I need a break from it for a little bit. So I will be reading a lot of manga tonight and a lot of manga tomorrow morning. So I'm looking forward to that and I am very excited. So everyone look forward to Manga Club tomorrow, where we're going to be talking more B-stars and more Komi-san Can't Communicate. Trying to make our way through as much as we can of that before the anime comes out. And that, I think, is going to do it for us. Thank you guys so much for coming out. This probably has been one of my favorite podcasts so far.
Yeah, no, it's been really good.
I love when we just go off on tirades.
Right.
But again, it's that fact of like we respect each other and we respect each other's opinions. So no matter how different they are, no matter how different our tastes are, because we do have wildly different tastes in anime, which we'll see when I do my top 10 in October. That we just have wildly different tastes in anime, but at the same time, we also respect and appreciate each other, and we can have these conversations without being like, yeah, well, fuck you and your waifu. She's just a cartoon. Now we have another one to add on to. It's mutual.
Yes, we do.
But everyone, have a good night. Take care of yourselves. Remember, eat good food, drink lots of water, take your damn pills, and get good sleep. We appreciate and love all of you. And as always, thank you so very much for stopping by. And we will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.